I'm sick and tired of, but this is required because the New York Times is essentially confirming everything I have told everybody about where the American left is and what the American left is basing its future on. 1619, by the way, if you're wondering why they're calling it that, 1619, 400th anniversary, by the way. That's when slaves were first brought to this continent. So the New York Times said that's the day America was founded, when slavery was brought to there wasn't even a United States then. There weren't even the 13 colonies then. And yet the New York Times is claiming that this year is the 400th anniversary of that event. The Times has created this 1619 project. And this is what they're saying they hope the project will accomplish. It aims to reframe the country's history, understanding 1619 as our true founding and placing the consequences of slavery and the contributions of Black Americans at the very center of the story we tell ourselves about who we are. Now, given that the New York Times determines all or the vast majority of drive-by media coverage, every other cable network is going to have to pick up on this. They follow the New York Times around. And imagine that most of American journalism now in the next 18 months, 14 months, is going to be devoted to a story about how America isn't great, America's flawed, America's unjust, America is immoral, leading up to a presidential election they hope Democrats are going to win?
Hang on, baseball fans. Your Salem Keizer Volcanoes are about to take the field. We'll have all the coverage coming up on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
If you have an accident in your car or truck, go to Jackson's Body Shop and you'll be well taken care of. This third-generation family business has repaired thousands of vehicles right here in Salem. The Jackson team brings you the best of both worlds. They have an excellent working relationship with insurance companies, but they are your advocate when notifying the insurance adjuster what your vehicle needs to get back to its prior condition, not what you can get by with. Jackson's Body Shop on Silverton Road. Jackson'sAutobody.com. Jackson'sAutobody.com.
Coat of Arms, the premier firearm retailer in Keizer, has moved to their new location at 4190 North River Road, and the showroom is looking great. Coat of Arms offers Cerakoting, hydro dipping, chroming, smithing, and custom manufacturing. Looking for something unique? Coat of Arms will gladly special order the firearm of your choice. Coat of Arms is proudly veteran-owned. All advice is backed by experienced armorers. See the new Coat of Arms in Keizer for all your firearm needs, or visit them online at OregonGunshop.com. That's OregonGunshop.com.
That's not all. When a Boone Ridge senior community resident is telling a friend about all the wonderful amenities at Boone Ridge, it's because the list is endless. Things like open restaurant-style dining with made-to-order meals. How about a bistro and wine bar? A full schedule of planned events and activities. You will truly experience extraordinary at Boone Ridge Senior Community in South Salem. For more information, go to BooneRidgeSeniorLiving.com and schedule a tour at Boone Ridge. At Boone Ridge, you will experience extraordinary.
Things are really heating up at B&G Bingo. Sunday, August 25th, it's B&G Bingo Super Sizzler, evening session only. Bonanzas and double actions pay $350 plus progressives. $10 buy-in gets you 2 packs, and each pack includes 10 games paying $150, 2 games paying $700, and 2 games paying $1,000. Things don't get any hotter at B&G Bingo during their Super Sizzler, Sunday, August 25th, evening session only. B&G Bingo on Lancaster Drive at Highway 22 next to Winco. All proceeds go to support your Salem, Marion, and Polk County's Boys and Girls Clubs.
Join Arcane Cellars in Salem for Blues on the Willamette Labor Day weekend. 3 days of great wine, classic blues, and artisan vendors. Located on the scenic Willamette River, the festival includes a blues concert daily, camping in the vineyard, and food truck service. All concerts from 1 to 4 p.m. daily, with the Bottleneck Blues Band performing Saturday the 31st, King Louie with LaRonda Steele on Sunday, September 1, and Ty Curtis on Monday, September 2. ArcaneCellars.com/events for more info.
13th Street Nursery is having our end of summer sale, and you can save up to 30% during our easy as 1, 2, 3 sale. Buy one item, save 10%. Buy two, save 20%. Buy three or more and save 30% on your entire purchase. We need to make room for next year's stock so you can save right now on trees, shrubs, indoor plants, tools, potteries, and so much more. This weekend only. Sale starts August 23rd and ends on August 25th. This will be a great weekend for planting, and 13th Street Nursery is the place to be. 13th Street Nursery. Now let's create something beautiful together.
It's time for your Salem Keizer Volcanoes Baseball Bullpen Show, presented by PT Northwest, Power Kia, McDonald's, and Les Schwab Tires. Now for a look at the stats from tonight's matchup. Here's Payne Patchett on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here. Good afternoon, everybody. From Scotiabank Field at Nat Daly Stadium, or should I say for the next half hour, good morning. It depends on how you see it. Currently 12:33 p.m., 20 degrees Celsius, and a sunny morning turned afternoon here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. My name is Payne Patchett. You're listening to Salem Keizer Volcanoes Baseball, as they will be looking to win the series against the Vancouver Canadians in the third game of a 4-game road series here in Vancouver. The Volcanoes won yesterday by a final score of 5-3. Norwith Godino, in his first start of the year, threw 5 scoreless innings and got his first win, while Israel Cruz, all the while Vancouver had a late scare to Salem Keizer, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning after trailing 5-0. Israel Cruz was able to get the final runner out and would get his 4th save of the season and would win by a final score of 5-3. Cruz getting his 4th save. The Volcanoes entering today with a record of 42 wins and 26 losses and a second half record of 16-14. While the Vancouver Canadians have an overall record of 27 wins and 41 losses, a second half record of 12-18 here on a very sunny morning. The view of downtown Vancouver from behind the stadium just utterly gorgeous, as the Volcanoes will look to get the 3rd win in this 4-game series. The fans piling into Nat Bailey Stadium. The starting pitcher for both teams for the Salem Keizer Volcanoes, making his first start since getting his best outing as a Salem Keizer Volcano, 6 2/3 innings against Boise. Connor Nurse, he got his first win in his last start. They'll look to start a trend here in Vancouver. While for the Canadians, it'll be Nick Frazee who will be making his first start against the Volcanoes this season. He is making his 11th appearance at his 10th start this year. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 2.3, allowing 7 earned runs, walking 9, striking out 20 in 27 1/3 innings, and has an opposing batting average of 170. Definitely one of the more consistent Vancouver pitchers this season on the Canadians pitching staff. Here's a quick recap of what happened yesterday. The scoring started in the top of the 4th inning. Vancouver allowing a run to Salem Keizer, an RBI single by Baker Mendoza in the right field. Tyler Flores was at first base. Harrison Freed scoring from second base. And as the ball got past the right fielder, Will Robertson, Tyler Flores decided that he was going to try and score as well, but will get thrown out at home plate. The Volcanoes will start off with a 1-0 lead. Fast forward to the top of the 5th, the Volcanoes have their huge inning, scoring 4 runs, 1 on a single and an error by the second baseman Tyler Wyatt, which would score Chris Corbett. A RBI single by Canario that would score Wyatt from third base, and a 2-run triple by Armani Smith that would score both Canario and Carter Aldretti and would make the score 5-0 Volcanoes over Vancouver. But the Canadians would come back in the bottom of the 9th inning against Andy Roloff, the second Volcanoes relief pitcher, as Adrian Ramos would get on base on a bases-loaded walk, would score the first run, and the leadoff hitter Tanner Morris would hit a 2-run single in the center field, made the score 5-3. But the Volcanoes would hold on and would win. The standings also around the Northwest League. Not only did the Volcanoes win, but that Hillsborough also lost, as the Volcanoes are now 3 games back of the Hops for first place in the second half of the Northwest League South Division. The Volcanoes also getting their 16th win on the road this year, 16-16. They also got their 16th win in interleague play at 16-10. While for the Vancouver Canadians, in addition to their 27-41 overall record, they also now have a 15-18 record at home and have an interleague record of 9-17. because of the loss. The standings around the Northwest League, the South Division, Hillsborough at first place with a 19-11 record. Salem Keizer at second place at 16-14. Eugene with a .500 record of 15-15. And Boise getting last place with a record of 10-20. While in the Northwest League North Division, the Indians have first place right now. The Northwest League North first half champions currently in first place, 2 games ahead of the Tri-City Dust Devils at 18-12. Tri-City currently the holder for the second playoff spot at a 16-14 record. They are 2 games ahead of the Everett Aqua Sox, who have a 14-16 record. Vancouver, they are still trying to hold on to that Northwest League North playoff spot, that final playoff spot. They are 6 games back of Spokane with a record of 12-18. Again, the starting pitchers for both teams, Nick Frazee for Vancouver, Connor Nurse for Salem Keizer. The winning pitcher in yesterday's game, Norwood Godino getting his first win, Juan Diaz getting his 5th loss. He is 3-5. Salem Keizer, 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, left 10 runners on. Vancouver, 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors, and left 8 runners on in a game that lasted 3 hours and 12 minutes long and had a sellout crowd of 6,413 people. We're going to take a break here from Vancouver. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own. The Kubota BX80 series is ready to get any job done the way it should be done. Dig, mow, haul, and comfortably maneuver in tight spaces. There's almost nothing it can't help you do. The BX series, America's best-selling subcompact tractor. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
If you need your house painted, don't call me. If you need some plumbing done, don't call me. But if you need electrical work for your home business, call me, Jeffy, at A&A Electrical Contractors, 503-949-3193. From exterior lighting to chase away those raccoons and clowns at night, panel upgrades, give us a call today, 503-949-3193, CCB 153711. That's A&A Electrical Contractors.
Hi, this is Michelle at Copycats, located in West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer. We are much more than a full-service copy center. While we have the latest technology in self-service and full-service copy machines, we also offer an amazing array of printing and binding options. Color copying, offset printing, process color printing, laser engraving, and a full-color poster. We do it all. Copycats offers high-quality products and services in addition to printing and copying, such as trophies, awards, signs, banners, business forms, and invitations. We also stock hundreds of different papers, from elegant stationery stock to suit every taste. So let Copycats of West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer take care of you. Find us online at copycatsnw.com. At Copycats, our cats are paper trained.
Batteries Northwest and their Mid-Valley dealers remind you that summer is tough on car and truck batteries. The extra heat, stop-and-go traffic, and the air conditioner are all factors in causing wear. If your battery is starting to crank a little slower, it's time for a new battery, and you should have your connections checked too. You don't want to be at the beach or in the mountains and lose battery power. Contact Batteries Northwest at 503-362-2684 to find a dealer near you, or online at batteriesnorthwest.com. That's batteriesnorthwest.com.
We're America's floor store.
Save big now on waterproof floors during Color Tile's Celebrate America sale. Moisture? No problem. Waterproof floors that resist scratches and dents, are pet and kid friendly, and perfect for bathrooms and basements. Plus, we're offering 12 months, no interest. So hurry in for the best savings on waterproof floors at Color Tile of Salem.
Carpets Plus, Color Tile, America's floor store.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Volcanoes looking to win the series against the Vancouver Canadians after winning the first 2 games in the past couple of days by final scores of 4-1 and 5-3. The standings around the Northwest League in the South Division, Hillsborough leading in first place with a surefire chance once again of that second half Northwest League South Division title with a 19-11 record. Salem Keizer at 16-14 at second place, 3 games back. Eugene, they are 4 games back And the closest team to Hillsborough to get that playoff spot at 15-15, Boise at last place with a 10-20 record. They're already eliminated from playoff contention. As for the Northwest League North Division, Spokane has an 18-12 record for first place. Tri-City with a 16-14 record. The Everett Aqua Sox 14-16. And the Vancouver Canadians last place. They are not eliminated from playoff contention just yet, but they're close to it. They are last place with a record of 12-18. Here are the scores of the games that were going on around the Northwest League while the Volcanoes were playing in Canada. We start off in the Spokane Indians game. They were playing at Avista Stadium. Hillsborough against Spokane. We start off in the top of the first. Jorge Barroso with an RBI single. Hillsborough starts off with a 1-0 lead. They would add on to it with a 3-0 lead on a 2-run single by Leover Peguero. But the Indians would come back by scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the third on a solo home run by Starling Joseph, RBI single by Starling Joseph, and a 3-run home run by Derwin Barreto. Spokane takes a 4-3 lead. They would add on to that lead in the bottom of the fifth on a 2-run single by Blaine Krim, a bases-loaded walk by Luis Asuncion, and a 2-run force out by Keenan Irizarry, as they would now lead 9-3. Hillsborough trying to come back. Gets a couple of runs on the board, a 2-run home run by Tristan English, and Eddie Hernandez stealing second base, but the throw from the catcher David Garcia to second will go offline as Jesus Mariaga, the runner at third, would score, but that won't be enough. The final score, Spokane 9, Hillsborough 6. The Indians are in first place in the Northwest League North Division. They are the third Northwest League team to 40 wins this year with a 40-28 record. The Hillsborough Hops are the second of the 3 other teams, of the 3 teams total, with a 43-25 record. The Volcanoes are that third team. They have 42 wins entering today. Spokane beating Hillsborough 9-6. The Boise Hawks playing against the Tri-City Dust Devils. This game wasn't over when our post-game ended. We start off in the top of the first. Trey Jacobs with an RBI double makes it 1-0. Kevin Mellion in the bottom of the first would tie it up 1 apiece. In the top of the third, Tyler Plantaire with an RBI single. Yorvis Torrealba with a sacrifice fly, and a throwing error would score 3 runs, makes it 4-1 Boise. Tri-City would cut that lead in half, 4-2, on an RBI single by Reynaldo Ilaraza. In the top of the 6th, a wild pitch would score another run for Boise. In the top of the 7th, Torrealba back at it again, this time with an RBI single, and another wild pitch scores another Boise run, and Robert Metz with an RBI single to cap things off. The final score, Boise 8, the Tri-City Dust Devils 2. And our final game over at Funko Field at Everett Memorial Stadium, the Eugene Emeralds against the Everett Aqua Sox. We start off in the bottom of the first inning where Everett gets a couple of runs on the board on an RBI double by Cesar Istris Jr. and a wild pitch by Eugene's Michael McAveen scores 2 runs. In the bottom of the second, Cade Marlowe with a 2-run double makes it 4-0. In the top of the fourth, they would tie the game at 4. The Eugene Emeralds would tie the game at 4 apiece on an RBI single by Grayson Bird, an RBI double by Alexander Guerra, a ground out by Pedro Martinez, and a single by Ryan Reynolds. In the bottom of the fifth, Everett would take the lead right back on a solo home run by Trent Tinglestad. In the top of the 8th, Jake Washer with an RBI single. Eugene would tie the game up immediately at 5 apiece. But in the top of the 9th inning, Eugene would run away with this game. It was tied at 5. There was a 2-run double by Giovanni Cuevas, an RBI single by Jake Washer, and a 3-run home run by Grayson Bird, his second home run of the season. It makes the score 11-5. Everett would only get 1 run in the bottom of the 9th on a solo home run by Robert Perez. The final score, Eugene 11, Everett 6. Eugene 11 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. Everett 6 runs, 11 hits, and also an error, as both teams here for the Volcanoes and the Vancouver Canadians get ready as they are stretching on their respective sides of the field. For Salem Keizer, we have the black jerseys with the white numbers on the back and the logo on the top left, the gray pants, black socks, and gray cap once again in this series. While for Vancouver, they're going to be wearing once again the red jerseys, the red tops with the white numbers on the back, the white letters across the chest that say Vancouver with the numbers in the bottom left, and the white pants, red socks, and the all-red cap for Vancouver. As once again, the Volcanoes looking to get their 3rd win in this 3-game series, a 1-game won by a final score of 4-1, and they won the 2nd game by a final score of 5-3 after Vancouver tried to come back after they were trailing by 5, but the Volcanoes were able to overcome a late scare. We're going to take a break here from Vancouver. as the Volcanoes will get ready to play the the third game of this 4-game road series. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
I know, you thought your local Domino's couldn't make the $5.99 Mix and Match special any more awesome, but yes, we did. Mix and match any 2 or more of the following: a medium 2-topping Domino's pizza, stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken, pasta dish, an oven-baked sandwich, or our amazing new bread twist for only $5.99 each. And now you can make the pizza a large 2-topping for only $3 more. Mix and match as many of these delicious Domino's items as you'd like for only $5.99 each. And don't forget to make your pizza large for just $3 more. Order online at Domino's.com today.
At Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions, we offer complete home comfort together in one place.
With a variety of heating and cooling systems and a full range of energy-related home improvements, including insulation, duct leakage testing and sealing, energy audits, performance assessments, and more.
How can we help you be more comfortable in your home? Give us a call and find out.
Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions. Complete home comfort together in one place. 363-4822.
I'm Aaron Hackney, owner of Done Right Plumbing. We have qualified guys that are licensed plumbers coming to your home that know how to do their job. At Done Right Plumbing, that's what you get. You get exactly what you're paying for, and you should.
Done Right Plumbing makes house and business calls.
You know, I wouldn't send anybody to your house or business that I wouldn't send to my home or business.
Done Right Plumbing makes house and business calls.
Trust, honesty, at Done Right Plumbing, we do have to make money, but we don't have to make it all on one job. We provide a good service for an honest wage.
Done Right Plumbing makes house and business calls.
Customer service, we leave your house the way that we found it when we got there, without the plumbing problem though.
Done Right Plumbing makes house and business calls.
We definitely make house and business calls 24/7. I'm Aaron Hackney with Done Right Plumbing. I'm a plumber, not a radio guy.
They get the job done right at Done Right Plumbing.
Need plumbing? We'll be there. Done Right Plumbing, Salem.com. Done, R-I-T-E, plumbing, Salem.com.
This is Ray from Fordyce Farm. It's August. Do we still have you pick fruit? Yes. Blueberries, black currants, strawberries, and apples are getting started, one variety after another. These are available already picked in our store, along with peaches, melons, corn, heirloom tomatoes, scones, ice cream. It's all so good. Find Fordyce Farm on the web, Facebook, Instagram, and at 7023 Sunnyview Road Northeast. Fordyce Farm, yum!
You need to change your oil, so don't put it off. Go to First Lube Plus and get their $34.99 oil change for only $24.99. Mention the Volcanoes and you save $10. You'll get a smile from your tech and excellent service. There's no hassle or pushy sales guy to deal with. They just want to change your oil and keep your vehicle running great. The Volcanoes $24.99 special just makes your experience even better. First Lube Plus is downtown at 615 Liberty. They're also an authorized U-Haul rental outlet. It's First Lube Plus in downtown Salem.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Nat Bailey Stadium in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes looking to win the series today after winning the first 2 games of this 4-game road series against the Vancouver Canadians by a final score of 4-1 and 5-3. The lineups very quickly for both teams, as well as the starting pitchers from the opposing teams. The visiting Salem Keizer Volcanoes and the Canadian starting pitcher will be Nick Frazee, who will be making his first start against the Volcanoes this season. He was a 2019 draft pick in the 22nd round out of Texas State. He has thrown an average of anywhere between 2 or 3 innings. He has thrown 3 innings in his last 7 appearances, in his last 7 starts, and has allowed only 3 earned runs during that time as well. He's thrown at least 3 innings since July 7th. And the lineup for the Volcanoes, it'll be the center fielder Alex Canario, the left fielder in Tyler Flores, second baseman in Carter Aldretti, the designated hitter Armani Smith, the catcher Brandon Martirano, the shortstop Jeff Hope, the right fielder Harrison Freed, the first baseman Baker Mendoza, and the third baseman Tyler Wyatt. Tyler Flores back on the field since he got back on the Volcanoes roster at the beginning of the series. Well, for the home team, the Canadians, with the Volcanoes starting pitcher in Connor Nurse, the Canadians lineup will be played out as this. The second baseman, Tanner Morris, he's been playing as a shortstop in the first 2 games of the series. The first baseman, Spencer Horwitz, the first time he's playing on the field as a Vancouver Canadian. Batting third is the designated hitter, Philip Clark. The cleanup hitter, third baseman Jesus Lopez, the right fielder Will Robertson, the catcher Ryan Sloniger, who I believe is making his first appearance against the Volcanoes. He may have played against the Volcanoes over in Salem, and we'll check that as soon as possible. The 7 hitter, the left fielder McGregory Contreras. The number 8 hitter is the shortstop Luis de los Santos, and batting ninth will be the center fielder Dominic Abadesa, who is making his second appearance in the series. That his first one since Game 1, where he went 0 for 3 against the Volcanoes pitching of Jacier Herrera and Jorge Labrador. Here to talk about yesterday's game and about Connor Nurse's upcoming performances, the Volcanoes acting manager for this series, Mr. Tom Trebelhorn. So, Mr. Trebelhorn, the first thing that I want to mention about, it's been a constant with this Volcanoes team for the past week since he came back from that 6-game losing streak, was the pitching. Norwood Godino in his first start was absolutely masterful. 5 scoreless innings before he was taken out for Ben Madison in the 6th. He got his first win. What was your opinion? What was your take on Godino and a relief pitcher here for the Volcanoes getting his first start of the season?
Well, amazingly strikes. You really worry about a guy in his first start in front of 6,500 people, a big crowd, loud, and he commanded the strike zone, commanded his pitches. I don't know they hit too many balls hard. Their base hits were little ground balls and stuff. So really good job. Then Madison behind him was excellent. And then we had a little fun at the end, but had enough runs and got the key outs at the key time to get out of here with one. So the 2 pitchers. The last 2 nights, in fact, at home, at our place, we've strung together command of the strike zone and a nice pace of the game. They get the ball and they throw it in, they throw a strike, they make the pitches, defense stays on their toes, and we've scored enough runs. We've scored enough runs to have a nice little run here.
Connor Nurse, speaking of pitching at Volcano Stadium, Connor Nurse is going back onto the mound. He had easily one of the best outings of not only this season, but his professional career, throwing 6 2/3, getting his first win. How do you think he will perform in front of this large capacity crowd of possibly going to be 6,500 people here in Vancouver?
He just has to do the same thing. He has to change speeds, use his splitter, which is basically his changeup, and get his fastball over, get ahead in the count. If you've got a put away pitch and get that split down, you get some easy ground balls, and just get into an early rhythm, not a high pitch count, early rhythm, get out there, get back in, get out there, get back in, and before you know it, he'll have 5 or 6 pretty good innings and give us the chance to take the lead. So pace of the game is key. Consistency in the strike zone is key. That will result in the defense being on their toes. Hopefully quick outs, hopefully long at bats for us.
And finally, on the offensive side for Salem Keizer, there were a couple of guys who have made either their debut and return to Salem Keizer. Matt Malkin making his debut. He went 0 for 3, was walked a couple of times. He won a couple of lengthy at-bats. While Tyler Flores, he got a single in his first time up. He was walked and went 1 for 4. Flores making his first appearance for the Volcanoes in over a month. How did you see both of these guys' performances back in a Volcanoes uniform for Flores and for the first time for Matt Malkin after playing a considerable amount of time in the Arizona League and most recently in AAA?
Well, every one of Malkin's at-bats got better, and that's a good sign. So he competes. He's a reliable player. Made a nice play at first base on a double with a stretch on a little high throw. He got in there. He's an experienced guy and did a nice job for us. I think Flores, gives us that little left-handed bat power, which is so critical, especially at our park at home. He knows how to hit. Heck, he's still in the top 10 in homers. He hadn't been here in a month, so that tells you he was off to a pretty good start for us. I might be a little rusty, but he's in left field today. He'll be in left field tomorrow, and we'll get a day off and then run him back out there at home, that short porch we got in right field. So that's good to have. And Wyatt, Wyatt is every game gotten better. He's played a couple different positions. Played second base nicely last night. Hit the line drives. So he's been a nice addition to the club. We're still thin, but by gosh, the guys we got going out there are playing pretty darn good right now.
And that was the Salem Keizer Volcanoes acting manager for this series, Mr. Tom Trebelhorn, talking about yesterday's performance for the Salem Keizer Volcanoes. They won the second game of a 4-game series against the Canadians by a final score of 5-3. A few guys to mention. As I said in the pregame interview, Matt Malkin, Tyler Flores, and then Tyler Wyatt, there are three guys who are making their debuts or return to the Volcanoes in this series as a part of a huge offensive performance by Salem Keizer yesterday. Matt Malkin, he went 0 for 3 with a pair of walks. Those walks were very crucial, especially in that 4-run fifth inning. Getting a couple of key at-bats, getting a couple of key foul balls to keep the at-bat alive. Both of them were against the Vancouver relief pitching, doing a great job there. Tyler Flores getting his first hit in his first at-bat, and Tyler Wyatt, he went 2 for 3 with a run and knocked in a run after the ball got past the right fielder Will Robertson during that 4-run fifth inning. Again, a quick recap of what happened. The Volcanoes took a 1-0 lead on an RBI single and error by Baker Mendoza. They scored 4 runs on a single and error by Tyler Wyatt, an RBI single by Alex Canario, and a 2-run triple by Armani Smith, and had a 5-0 lead for the majority of the game until Vancouver scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning against Andy Roloff and Israel Cruz. First on a bases-loaded walk by Ramos and a 2-run single by Tanner Morris, the leadoff hitter. But the Volcanoes were able to pull away with the win last night by a final score of 5-3. As once again for the lineup for both teams, as Mr. Tom Treblehorn mentioned, Tyler Flores, he will be in the lineup today and tomorrow at left field. He'll be playing and batting second here today. First time he's playing on the field since he got back on the roster. It'll be the center fielder Canario, the left fielder Tyler Flores, and the second baseman Carter Aldretti. In the middle of the order, it'll be the designated hitter Armani Smith, the catcher Brandon Martirano, and the shortstop Jeff Hopey. And the bottom 3 hitters, the right fielder Harrison Freed, the first baseman Baker Mendoza, and the third baseman Tyler Wyatt. And it will face up against Vancouver's Nick Fraze. It is not Nick Frazee. It is actually Nick Fraze, the 2019 draft choice by Toronto out of Texas State. As for the Vancouver Canadians taking on Connor Nurse, it'll be the second baseman Tanner Morris, the first baseman Spencer Horwitz, and the designated hitter Philip Clark. The third baseman Jesus Lopez will be batting cleanup, the right fielder Will Robertson, and the catcher Ryan Sloniger. As for the bottom 3 hitters, the left fielder McGregory Contreras, the shortstop Luis de los Santos, and the starting center fielder in Dominic Abadesa. Currently here on a beautiful afternoon here in Vancouver. The Vancouver Canadians currently being introduced onto the field under their respective defensive positions, which means that there will be time to bring up the Canadian and American national anthems. It'll also be a good time for us to take our final break here before this game will go underway. The Volcanoes and Canadians, Game 3 of the 4-game road series. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
This is Sergeant Mike, and I want to tell you about my friends at Larry's Locksmith. I'm sure you all have entry locks right now that need replacing or need to be rekeyed. Perhaps you've put it off because you didn't know who to call or someone that you could trust. Larry's Locksmith service has earned the trust of thousands of Mid-Valley customers. Rapid response for lockouts of buildings, vehicles, or safes. Almost any kind of lock can be replaced or rekeyed by Larry's Locksmith service. Check them out at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com.
John, the owner of John's Decks and Fences, will be on your deck or fencing job every day, making sure that every detail is correct. If you're thinking about a deck or fencing project, talk it over with John. He'll be able to help your dream come true. John's Decks and Fences is a family-owned business with low overhead, so that means big savings for you. Many Mid-Valley people are glad they chose John's Decks and Fences for their project. With all the options available, it's good to have an expert in your corner. Contact John at 855-946-5393, CCB number 219310.
Huggins and Bliss Insurance encourage you to shop locally. Everyone needs insurance, and when you work with Huggins and Bliss, you get a best-in-class agent, advisor, and advocate. More importantly, the money you spend stays in our community. Huggins and Bliss are proud to support many area nonprofits who are helping to meet critical needs. One such nonprofit is Liberty House, which provides support to children who have been abused. Their mission of changing hurt into hope impacts the trajectory of young lives in a positive way. If it wasn't for Liberty House, there would be no entity in Salem doing this work. If you want to learn more about Liberty House or even donate to their cause, please visit libertyhousecenter.org. To get a quote from Huggins and Bliss, please call 503-585-2211 or visit Huggins.com and reference Liberty House. In addition to getting a thorough and competitive quote, Huggins will make a $25 contribution to Liberty House.
Johnson Funeral Home in Salem salutes our veterans and thanks them for their years of service for our country. Local owners of Johnson Funeral Home, Miles and Aaron, understand the importance of being responsible service providers. They work with families at a difficult time and make sure that all the details and considerations are properly handled. Keep locally owned Johnson Funeral Home in mind for funerals, cremations, pre-planning, or celebrations of life. For more details, go to johnsonscelebrations.com. johnsonscelebrations.com.
You'll love the fresh selection of fruits and veggies at Jones Farm Produce this summer. You can save 50% if you stop by halfpriceoregon.com and pick up a $10 gift certificate for just $5. The Jones family grows and sells delicious products direct to the public at their fruit stand on River Road North in Keizer. Visit their ice cream stand too. Get a $10 gift certificate for just $5 only at halfpriceoregon.com.
Welcome to the ballpark. It's time for Salem Keizer Volcanoes Baseball. Presented by Power Kia, Legacy Health, McDonald's, Les Schwab Tires, PT Northwest, Chevron Extra Mile, by Mart, Fitzpatrick Painting, and Green Acres Landscape. Now it's time to play ball. With the play-by-play of your Salem Keizer Volcanoes, here's Payne Paget on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And a good afternoon, everybody, and a howdy ho from Nat Bailey Stadium and Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Currently 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit on an extremely beautiful afternoon here in Vancouver. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes getting ready to win this series in the third of 4 games here in the Great White North. The Vancouver Canadians on the field and will face off against the first 3 hitters for the 42-win Salem Keizer Volcanoes, who have won their last 5 games. The center fielder Alex Canario, the left fielder Tyler Flores, and the second baseman Carter Aldretti will be the first 3 hitters. The starting pitcher for the Vancouver Canadians will be Nick Fraze, a 21-year-old from Dallas, Texas. He was drafted in the 22nd round of the 2019 draft out of Texas State by the Toronto Blue Jays. Currently 1-1 with an ERA of 2.30. He threw 3 no-hit innings in his last appearance against the Boise Hawks, walking 2 and striking out 2. It's where he actually got his only win of the season. He got his only loss in his first start, and he's got his only win in his last start entering today. In 27 1/3 innings, he's allowed 16 hits, 7 earned runs, walked 9, and struck out 20. It has an opposing batting average under 200. Again, one of the more consistent pitchers in the Vancouver Canadians rotation at this moment. And the defensive alignment for the Canadians: on the mound is Nick Fraze. Behind the plate will be Ryan Sloniger. On the infield at third base is Jesus Lopez. Second baseman is Luis de los Santos. The shortstop is Luis de los Santos. The second baseman, Tanner Morris. First baseman is Spencer Horwitz. The windup and the first pitch by Fraze is a swing and a miss and a strike one. 1:05 p.m. just on time. Once again, on a fastball swing and a miss, strike one to the center fielder Alex Canario. He went 2 for 3 with a single and a couple of runs. This one, a 0-1 pitch, a line shot past the third baseline. And the count at 0 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield for Vancouver: at left field is McGregory Contreras. The center fielder is Dominic Abadesa. And the right fielder is Will Robertson, with Philip Clark playing as the designated hitter for the pitcher Fraze. 0 balls and 2 strikes. Fraze is ahead of the count against Canario. The windup and the 0-2 pitch, that is a ball 1 on a slider up and in under the letters. A ball and 2 strikes. The lineup for the 42 and 26 Salem Keizer Volcanoes: the center fielder Alex Canario, the left fielder Tyler Flores, and the second baseman Carter Aldretti. The 1-2 pitch is a slider that goes down and in under the knees. And the count is at 2-2. The middle of the order for the Volcanoes: the designated hitter Armani Smith, the catcher Brandon Martirano making his first appearance in the series, and the shortstop Jeff Hoppe. The 2-2 pitch is a check swing, and that is a strike 3 call, and a slider that goes under the letters. And Canario check swings at it. And the home plate umpire for today's game, Austin Nelson, says that he is out looking. And we'll go for out number 1 in the top of the first inning. Here's the left fielder in Tyler Flores. That is his 21st strikeout for Fraze. And Flores making his second appearance as he got back on the Volcanoes roster not too long ago. At the beginning of the series, he went 1 for 4. First pitch is a fastball outside under the knees and a ball 1. The bottom 3 hitters in the order. The right fielder Harrison Freed, the first baseman Baker Mendoza, and the third baseman Tyler Wyatt. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a foul, and a fastball going up and out. It is a 1:05 p.m. start time. Anyone who's waiting for the Volcanoes broadcast at 7:05, better tell them now that the game's starting. I know there's someone out there who thinks it's a 7:05 start time. Well, it's starting now. The 1-1 pitch is a ground ball, gets into the hole in left center field, and Tyler Flores, just like yesterday, will start off with a base hit, a 1-out single for Flores. Here in the top of the first inning, here's the starting second baseman Carter Aldretti. The 2019 draft pick out of Arizona State, a .284 average. Entering today, he went 0 for 4, got on base on an error by the shortstop Morris, and scored in that 2-run triple by Armani Smith. So the Volcanoes starting off strong with a leadoff single. Fraze getting the sign from Sloniger. The windup in the first pitch is a ball 1 and a fastball down low. And under the zone at 1 ball and no strikes. Fraze, the most runs that he has allowed in an outing is 2, and that was in 3 innings back on July 25th when the Everett Aqua Sox stopped by here in Vancouver. The 1-0 pitch is a ball 2 inside on a fastball under the letters, almost hits Aldretti, but the count will go at 2-0. Fraze in his last start against the Boise Hawks back on August 19th when Boise came here, he got the win, allowing no hits, no runs, walking 2 and striking out 2 in 3 innings. Making his 11th appearance and his 10th start of the year. Fraze, 2 balls and no strikes, wind up and the pitch. That is a strike 1 looking on another inside fastball. This one just above the knees and gets in the zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. The most runs, or my mistake, the most runs that he has allowed was at Everett. It was also against the Everett Aqua Sox, where he allowed 3 earned runs in 1 inning. Throw to first, not in time to try and get Tyler Flores. Spencer Horwitz, for the first time in a Canadians uniform, playing at first base. The most runs that Fraze has allowed is 3, and that was in 1 inning at Funko Field at Everett Memorial Stadium. And this was the day after the Volcanoes played Everett. And the 2-1 pitch is a fly ball. This one going in the left center field. Contreras and Abadesa trying to get to it. Contreras is going to make the catch right in front of the scoreboard in left center field. And Flores will stay at first base. Here's the designated hitter, Armani Smith, who has brought his batting average up very, very considerably since the 6-game homestand began, when he got in the lineup. Entering the 6-game homestead against the Everett Aqua Sox, his batting average was as low as .274. And since then, now it has gone up to .326. Is in one of the top rising hitters in the Northwest League. Fraze, the first pitch to Smith is a slider inside at 1-0. A .326 average. He got his 3rd triple and now has 24 RBIs, as he has just been on a tear through these last 8 games. A ball and no strikes. Fraze, the windup and the 1-0 pitch, a slider, swing and a miss, and a strike 1. That was down and low. Flores at first base, as Armani looking to get some power out and to show his bat off here early. A ball and a strike. Fraze, the windup and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss on another slider, and Smith swings at it 1-2. You're in a beautiful day. Not a single cloud in the sky. Looking at the view from the press box, looking alongside left center field, looking towards right field. Not a cloud in the sky as well. There is a lot of clouds in the distance if you look behind the stadium towards downtown Vancouver. A ball and 2 strikes. Fraze ahead of the count with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch is a slider that goes up and inside. It will go above the letters 2 and 2. There's the downtown Vancouver, and behind that there are 2 towering mountains going behind it. Just a beautiful view. Absolutely breathtaking. The 2-2 pitch is a ground ball fielded by the shortstop De Los Santos. He'll not throw to second, will throw to first, and will get Smith out to end the top of the first inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Salem Keizer scoreless. Vancouver coming up as Connor Nurse will face off against Tanner Morris, Spencer Horwitz, and Philip Clark. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 4 years old. It's not easy. Every day I have to test my blood sugars and give myself shots. Sue Ellen is the legacy health nurse at my school. She gives me hugs and makes me happy. She also helped me become more independent. Now I can do anything, like learn to swim or become a doctor. I'm Gavin, and this is my legacy.
Legacy Health. Our legacy is yours.
Stop in now for summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor in Keizer. Save with our tail-wagging deals on 44 and 30-pound bags of Canada dog food. Shop our hunting preseason sale and save on 511 tactical clothing. And save $25 on a Camp Chef 2-burner stove. Plus, Miss Me jeans are $20 off. Save now with summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here in the bottom of the first inning. The Volcanoes leaving a runner on first base, keeping the game scoreless. The starting pitcher for the Volcanoes here today will be 20-year-old Connor Nurse, coming off his best performance in a professional baseball uniform. The 20-year-old from Winter Garden, Florida. He threw 6 1/3 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 9 Boise Hawks, as both guys were coming off playing against Boise. And we'll look to give their respective teams the win. Connor Nurse, he wind up in the first pitch to Tanner Morris, who had that 2-run single in the 9th inning of last night's game. Swing and a miss and a foul. They'll hit the netting on an 0-1 count. It'll be Tanner Morris, Spencer Horwitz, and Philip Clark. The windup and the 0-1 by Nurse. That is a ball 1 on an outside fastball. The defensive alignment for the Volcanoes, Connor Nurse on the mound. Behind the plate is Brandon Martirano, and the infield at third base is Tyler Wyatt. Shortstop will be Jeff Hope. The 1-1 pitch is a fly ball. That one going in the left field. Tyler Flores running for it. He is under it and will make the catch right near the left field line for out number 1. Connor Nurse, he struck out 9 batters in his last start against the Boise Hawks, and will look to try and have another amazing outing here today. As now the first baseman, Spencer Horwitz, who is the designated hitter in the first game. Nurse, the windup in the first pitch is a strike 1, looking on a fastball up and out. It'll be Tanner Morris, Spencer Horwitz, and Philip Clark. The shortstop, Jeff Hope. The second baseman, Carter Aldretti, and the first baseman, Baker Mendoza. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nurse, the windup and the pitch. That is a ball 2 and a fastball outside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. In the outfield for the Volcanoes, at left field is Tyler Flores, the center fielder Alex Canario, and the right fielder Harrison Freed. Armani Smith is the designated hitter. 2 balls, 1 strike. That is a strike 2 looking on a fastball. Gets a little bit outside, but touches the zone enough to be called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morris, Horwitz, and Clark will be the first 3 hitters. The windup and the 2-2, that is a foul ball. Horwitz getting a piece of a fastball. Currently, the Volcanoes in the shift where the shortstop, Hope, is right near the second base bag and is currently hovering around center field towards right center. Carter Aldretti covering right center while Mendoza's hugging the line. 2-0 pitch gets past Nurse, the pitcher, fielded by Aldretti, the shortstop, who will throw to first and will get Horwitz out in time. Connor Nurse had to dive away from the ball, as that was a line shot, almost hits him, but he's able to get out of the way just in time for Carter Aldretti, the shortstop, to field it. Or my mistake, Jeff Hopi, the shortstop, to field it. Aldretti was at second base. The Volcanoes, they were in the shift. Hopi fielding it right behind the bag, throws to first easily to get out number 2. Now here's a designated hitter in Philip Clark, who is 1 for 5 with a single in the first inning yesterday and was 0 for 3 with a walk in the first inning 2 days ago. Nurse, the windup of the first pitch to Clark, tries bunting for it, but it'll fall in foul territory. And the count will start at 0-1. That was a high fastball by Nurse. Yeah, the count will start at 0-1. Nurse, the 20-year-old, got his first win of the season in his last start. Now look to start off strong here. No balls and a strike. Bases are empty. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball outside for a ball 1. Nurse, the step back in the windup. 1 ball and 1 strike. That is a strike 2 looking on a slider. Just got a little outside. Connor Nurse painting the corners early. Got a couple of pitches against Horwitz. Good chance we might see that over the course of his outing. The 1-2 pitch by Nurse is a ground ball. This one fielded by the shortstop Hopi. Backhands it, throws to first. Will he get him in time? No, it's an infield single by Clark. That was a slow roller that could have been fielded by either Tyler Wyatt or Jeff Hopi. Hopi would field it, backhands it. It's a nice throw by him, throwing across his body a little bit, but he's not able to get the throw in time as it'll get into the glove of Baker Mendoza, but just by a half second, maybe a little less than that, Philip Clark will be safe at first. It is an infield single, as now the third baseman Jesus Lopez will walk up to the plate. That is Clark's second hit of the series, as Lopez will be making the way up to the plate for his first appearance today. Nurse in the stretch, wind up in the first pitch is a shot going in the right field. Back goes Freed, Harrison Freed. He is running for it, he is under it, and will make the catch with about 5 steps in front of the warning track, and that will end the first inning. Just like Salem Keizer, the Canadians will have no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Scoreless after 1. Here in the Great White North, you're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
When it comes to plumbing issues, you need someone you can trust. Done Right Plumbing is family-owned and operated with years of experience serving residential customers in the Mid-Valley. They take great pride in getting the job done right the first time. Done Right will respect you, your home, and the environment. The staff is proud to live and work in the Mid-Valley and support our local events. Call them at 503-364-2668. When you need plumbing, get her done right at Done Right Plumbing. That's Done, R-I-T-E, Plumbing.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own. The Kubota BX80 series gets any job done right. Dig, mow, haul, and comfortably maneuver in tight spaces. Get a BX80 tractor for 0 down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Now through August 31st, 2019. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Visit Rick Rial Farm Supply at 130 Main Street in downtown Rick Rial or online at rickfarm.com.
Hi, I'm Jaden. My husband Chris and I own Synergize Auto here in Dallas, Oregon. We always have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and power sports, and you'll be working directly with us always. We are a non-pressuring, easy to work with, and family-owned company. We offer financing options, take trade-ins, and do consignments. See our inventory at synergizeauto.com. That's SYNERGIZE auto.com. Find us on Google to see what customers are saying. We're all about service and being a dealership you can trust.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we're now back in the top of the second inning, scoreless here in Vancouver. The Volcanoes and the Vancouver Canadians battling it out for the third game of this 4-game road series. Nick Fraze back on the mound will face off against the starting catcher Brandon Martirano, who is currently walking up to the plate. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for this inning. Brandon Martirano, the catcher, Jeff Hopi, the shortstop, and Harrison Freed, the right fielder. Fraze getting the sign from Ryan Sloniger. Martirano making his first appearance in this series, currently with a .278 batting average. Wind up in the first pitch by Fraze is a check swing and a strike one looking on a fastball inside at 0-1. Fraze, the windup and the 0-1 pitch that is outside. That is a slider that goes outside under the knees, gets away from the catcher Sloniger. And the count is even at 1-1 Martirano, making his first appearance in a while as Chris Corbett has mainly been taking the reins behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 2. First start since the final game of that Homestead against Boise, where he went 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the third inning. As a part of that 3-run comeback, and the 1-2 pitch is a strike 3 called and a curveball that gets outside. Nick Fraze striking out his second batter of the day. We now go to the shortstop, Jeff Hoppe. The .236 batting average entering today. Hoppe making his second appearance of the series. He went 0 for 4 with a walk in the second inning back in the first game. Left-handed hitter out of San Diego. First pitch from Fraze is a ball 1 inside. Looks like grazes the jersey a little bit, very close to it. Goes under the letters for a ball 1. Fraze to wind up in the 1-0. That is a pop fly. That one going into short left field. De Los Santos and Contreras are the closest players to it. Contreras is under it and will make the catch for out number 2. And now here's the right fielder, Harrison Freed, who is making his third consecutive appearance in the series. I've been told as well by Tom Trebelhorn that Freed will not be starting tomorrow, as he will take a day off. But Freed, he went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and went 1 for 5 with an RBI double, so he has 3 doubles already in this series. And the first pitch is a fly ball foul on a fastball 0-1. I've been mistaken, pardon my French. I said that Harrison Freed wasn't going to be starting tomorrow. That is not true. He's not going to be on the field. He's going to be a designated hitter tomorrow, which is kind of the same thing. The 0-1 pitch is a fly ball foul. Another one. This one a slider going past the first base line as an 0-2 count. As we also have the lineup here available for tomorrow's game. It's nothing really too revealing. It's, as far as we can tell, apart from the pitcher, Kervin Castro, and pending any injuries, it could be the same lineup as today. And the 0-2 pitch is a fastball, this one getting into the hole in right field. And Harrison Freed with a 2-out single as he gets his 4th hit of the series. And we now go to the number 8 hitter in Baker Mendoza, the first baseman. And Mendoza, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI single, an error in the 4th inning. He went 1 for 4 with a double in the 4th inning. The Volcanoes looking to get something going here in the top of the second, once again with a runner on first base against Nick Fraze. Fraze will throw to first, not in time. The city of Vancouver has seen a very, very storied history when it comes to the sport of baseball. The namesake for the stadium, Nat Bailey Stadium, named after a local restaurateur who was very passionate about bringing baseball here. First pitch to Mendoza is a ball 1 inside on a 1-0 count. As after he died in 1978, the city of Vancouver decided to name the stadium after him, and that is what it's been named ever since. The 1-0 pitch is a foul ball, and a fastball by Fraze hits the netting above the Volcanoes dugout, and the count is at 1-1. The Canadians have also seen some success during that time as well, when the stadium was called Nat Bailey Stadium. Obviously, they've had success before that, but more recently, they've had some titles. The 1-1 pitch is a slider, down and out at 1-2. The first championship that was played here at Nat Bailey Stadium, not in Vancouver, but in Nat Bailey Stadium, was in 1985 when the Canadians were a AAA team. And they had a lot of future major leaguers. The 1-2 pitch by Fraze is a line shot. That one getting into the hole in right field. Harrison Freed will go to second. That one almost hitting Freed. That would have automatically got him out if he got hit by the ball. And the Volcanoes will have runners on first and second base. With 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, the third baseman Tyler Wyatt, the 9-hitter, walking up to the plate. He has been doing pretty well in his first couple of games. Went 1 for 3 with a run and a walk, and went 2 for 3 yesterday with a pair of singles and a run. So the Canadians' first championship season was in 1985. They were a AAA team in the Pacific Coast League. Fraze, the windup and the first pitch to Wyatt is a strike one, looking on an inside fastball at 0-1. And the manager for that team was the current Salem Keizer Volcanoes acting manager for this 4-game series, Mr. Tom Trebelhorn. He was there only for 1 year, being told from people around here that he was a fan favorite during that time, mainly because he led the Canadians to their first title. And the 0-1 pitch will be a slider, down and outside, 1-1. And ever since the Canadians moved down to the Northwest League in 2000, they've had, at first, a little bit of a struggle getting used to going into the Northwest League, going down from AAA to short season A. The 1-1 pitch is a hard hit ball going in the left field. Contreras is under it in left center field, and McGregory Contreras will make the catch as Salem Keizer will leave a couple of runners on base. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 runners on as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless as Connor Nurse will go back onto the mound. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
PT Northwest's Pediatrics and Adolescents Clinic is the only outpatient orthopedic clinic in the Mid-Willamette Valley, whose sole focus is the physical rehabilitation needs of pediatric and adolescent patients. We offer physical, occupational, speech, and pelvic therapy services in an age-appropriate environment. Visit us online at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem. The premier sports rehab provider in the Willamette Valley.
$2 Tuesday is the perfect time to visit North Block Coffee at 640 Commercial Northeast. All 12-ounce drinks are just $2 all day long on Tuesday. Cappuccinos, lattes, mochas, blended coffees, cold brews, Italian sodas, hot chocolate smoothies, and all kinds of iced teas are just $2 on $2 Tuesdays at North Block Coffee on Commercial Northeast. When you pull in, you'll get a smile and have your drink made perfect. See North Block Coffee on Facebook and Instagram.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower can maneuver any landscape and cut a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a cut that's adjustable right from the seat, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable, all while delivering professional-grade results. Find yours at your local dealer. Kubota. Shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless between the Volcanoes and Canadians. Connor Nurse going back onto the mound. He'll start off against the right fielder, Will Robertson, who is the only Canadians player in the first 2 games to get multiple hits against Salem Keizer. Went 2 for 4 yesterday and went 2 for 3 a couple of days ago. First pitch from Connor Nurse is a fastball upstairs and inside for a ball 1. The Canadians bringing in the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Will Robertson, Ryan Sloniger, and McGregory Contreras. The 0-1 pitch is a fly ball. Pop fly going in the left center field. Tyler Flores is under it, and he will make the catch for out number 1. Tyler Flores getting some action there at left field. First time since he's playing on the field since he got back on the Volcanoes roster after playing 12 games with the Augusta Green Jackets. And we now go to the starting catcher for Vancouver, which is Ryan Sloniger, which I believe he is making his first appearance with the Canadians against the Volcanoes. First pitch from Nurse to Sloniger is outside and a ball 1. And he played with Vancouver to start things off and then played with Bluefield. The first pitch is a fastball outside and upstairs for ball 1. Next pitch is another fastball right down the middle, strike 1 looking. Goes above the knees. A ball and a strike. Nurse to pitch that is outside on a slider, 2-1. Sloniger started the year with the Bluefield Blue Jays, the rookie league affiliate in June, then went up to Vancouver, and then just before the Canadians played against the Volcanoes, he got sent back down to Bluefield. So this is his first appearance against the Volcanoes. The 2-1 pitch is a good spot by Nurse on the slider. Well, the count will be 3 balls and 1 strike. Nurse, the 3-1 pitch. That's a fly ball going in the left field. Tyler Flores, he is under it once again, and he will make the catch once again for out number 2. And we now go to the left fielder, McGregory Contreras, the number 7 hitter here for tonight's game. He did not start yesterday, but he did start 2 days ago and went 1 for 4 with a single in the 4th inning. And in the other 3 plate appearances that he had 2 days ago, he struck out swinging on all 3 outs. Nurse, to wind up in the first pitch, is a ball 1 on a fastball inside to Contreras, the left fielder. Now has a batting average under 200 at 199 because of those strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch is a shot going in the center field, and Vancouver will get a 2-out single. That one, a shot getting past the shortstop, Jeff Hoppe. He had no chance at that one. He was the closest one to it and wasn't able to make a play. And we now go to the number 8 hitter and the starting shortstop, Luis De Los Santos, who was the 9 hitter 2 days ago, was the 8 hitter yesterday, and will be the 8 hitter today. 2 days ago, he went 1 for 2 with a double in the 3rd inning and went 0 for 3 with a walk in the 9th and scored 1 of the 3 runs. As De Los Santos now has 17 runs. The Canadians have 3 hitters, and all 3 of them are the bottom 3 hitters in the order with a batting average under 200. First pitch is a ground ball. That one getting into the hole in right field. It's fielded by the second baseman, Carter Aldretti, who tries throwing to third, and he can't get Contreras at third base. Contreras was going to second base. Aldretti was going at the bag to try and field the ball. He saw that De Los Santos hit the ball, and it was a slow roller to where Aldretti was. He tries fielding it, makes a diving play, wasn't able to throw to first, but he'll try to throw to third to try and get Contreras, and he wasn't able to. And now Vancouver has runners on the corners with 2 outs for the center fielder, Dom Abadesa. So the 2 guys who have batting averages under 200 able to get base hits here tonight, as we now go to the guy out of the 3 who has the lowest batting average at 171. That is the center fielder, Dom Abadesa, who was the 8 hitter yesterday and went 0 for 3. Vancouver, with runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, the first major threat for Vancouver today. Connor, the windup in the first pitch is a ground ball fielded by the shortstop, who will toss it to second for the force, and that will end the inning. Jeff Hoppe fielding that one, tossing it to Carter Aldretti to get Luis De Los Santos out at second. And the threat is over, and the inning is over. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. Scoreless after 2 here in the Great White North. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You will be impressed with the new duplex community in South Salem, 50 Oaks. These smartly crafted homes are ready for purchase in the quiet, secluded neighborhood, close to schools and shopping, with green space that include oak trees and rain gardens. Premium touches include quartz countertops and luxury vinyl plank flooring. They feature 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths, a garage, and washer-dryer hookups. It makes this a complete package to move in today. Call 503-551-5788, 503-551-5788.
13th Street Nursery is having our end of summer sale, and you can save up to 30% during our easy as 1, 2, 3 sale. Buy 1 item, save 10%. Buy 2, save 20%. Buy 3 or more and save 30% on your entire purchase. We need to make room for next year's stock so you can save right now on trees, shrubs, indoor plants, tools, potteries, and so much more. This weekend only. Sale starts August 23rd and ends on August 25th. This will be a great weekend for planting, and 13th Street Nursery is the place to be. 13th Street Nursery. Now let's create something beautiful together.
No dental insurance coverage? That is no problem at Northwest Dental Arts. This is Dr. Jennifer Frankel inviting you to take a look at our in-house dental benefits plan. After payment of an annual fee, you receive 2 dental cleanings, 2 exams, and any necessary x-rays. Those enrolled in the plan also receive 30% off of any other dental treatment they need, such as fillings and crowns. There are no waiting periods and no limits. Call us today at 503-463-4663 or find us online at smilesthatshine.com. That's smilesthatshine.com.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the third inning. Both teams, they've had one hit, leaving a runner on in the first inning, and now 2 hits, leaving 2 runners on in the second inning. Getting a little freaky here. Let's see if the Volcanoes can break the trend here in the top of the third inning. There will be the first 3 hitters in the lineup for Salem Keizer: Alex Canario, Tyler Flores, and Carter Aldretti. And even the same number of hitters at the plate as well, as both guys will have the first 3 hitters in the lineup. First pitch is a ground ball. That is a foul ball that just gets past the third base line. It just goes into foul territory as it bounces over the third base bag, and the count will start at 0-1. Both teams had 4 hitters up in the first inning and 5 hitters up in the second. They both had 1 hit in the first. They both had 2 hits in the second. Both teams had 3 hits, and both teams are scoreless. The 0-1 pitch by Fraze is a ball 1 on a slider that just misses the zone, goes outside under the letters. It'll be Canario, Flores, and Aldretti, the first 3 hitters for Salem Keizer in this inning. The windup and the 1-1 pitch, that is a strike 2 looking on an inside slider. Goes above the knees, a ball and 2 strikes, and it'll be the first 3 hitters in the lineup for the Canadians: Tanner Morris, Spencer Horwitz, and Philip Clark. The 1-2 pitch by Fraze, that is a pop fly. That one possibly going onto the roof. And then hear the thud. Yep, that's going onto the roof. There is a really distinct sound that you hear when you hear a ball land on the roof. In this case, it's a thud, because the roof is just right there, right near the press box. That's a really good way to keep your eye out when you see a ball go up. The 1-2 pitch is a slider outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a very good way to indicate if you see a ball fly up over the press box over you. The next thing you do is to keep your ears open and hear a thud sound. The 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 3 on a fastball from Fraze. And Canario strikes out for the second time today. The most innings that Fraze has thrown is 3. There is already a pitcher for the Canadians in the bullpen. And thanks to the left field porch, which has a roof of its own, the bullpen is the only thing out of the field that is shaded, with the exception of the entire warning track is shaded thanks to the wall. First pitch to Tyler Flores, the left-handed hitter, is a strike 1 looking. On a fastball above the knees, up and inside. Hard to tell what the jersey number is at the moment, but we'll find out who it is. The 0-1 pitch is a ball 1 on a slider on a 1-hopper to the catcher Clark. And a timeout by Vancouver. Philip Clark. It looked like for a second there he was going to go up to the mound. It will go back to behind home plate, as the Canadians have a pitcher in the bullpen that will come in the 4th, because Fraze in his last 7 starts has thrown 3 innings total. The 1-1 pitch is a fly ball. That one's going to stay in left field. Contreras, once again, is going to have a ball go straight to him, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. And checking the possible pitchers, it may be Luis Quinones, right-handed pitcher, who has not pitched against the Volcanoes this year, and will possibly be up on the mound. I see possibly a jersey number 37. The thing with the Canadians roster, you can see the numbers very clearly. They're just white block numbers. Nick Fraze against the second baseman Carter Aldretti once again. He flew out to left in his only time up. First pitch is a strike 1 looking on a fastball above the knees. And the Vancouver Canadians, especially over the course of the last 10 years, have been pretty successful when it comes to getting Northwest League championships. The 0-1 pitch is a changeup that goes outside to Aldretti, 0-2. And Fraze 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Fraze, the step back in the windup. The 0-2 pitch is a check swing. It gets outside. Try to change up there in a ball 1. And a 1-2 count. They won the Northwest League championship. In the past 10 years, they have won it 4 times. The 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 3 on another slider to Aldretti. And the top of the third will be over. A 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on going into the bottom of the third inning, as Connor Nurse will face off against the top 3 hitters in the Canadians lineup. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Many activities become difficult after injuries or conditions such as a stroke, brain injury, spinal cord injury, or multiple sclerosis. But when people come to PT Northwest for occupational therapy, they find progress is often significant. Occupational therapists at PT Northwest, which specializes in hand and upper extremity injuries, work on helping you develop, recover, and maintain skills to perform daily tasks. Visit PT Northwest today at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem.
Les Schwab is proud to help celebrate America's favorite pastime and sponsor the always enthusiastic and teamwork-driven Salem Keizer Volcanoes. Like the crews at Les Schwab, the Volcanoes know how important it is to work together and make the right play at home or on the road. Les Schwab is here to help you make the right play when it comes to keeping you and your family safe on the road. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Extra Mile presents the exploits of Extra Man. What's up? In today's episode, Extra Man discovers a tear in the space-time continuum.
It's okay. Some duct tape will fix that right up.
But now, Extra Man finds himself trapped somewhere in the hunger vortex between breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and dinner.
My hunger knows no bounds.
So how will Extra Man deal with this perpetual state of hunger?
Quick and easy. Run by Extra Mile convenience store at Chevron, grab some jerky, hot dog, taquitos, maybe a salad or fresh fruit, because it's always time for
Extra Mile, extras every day at select Chevron locations.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here in the bottom of the third inning. Still no score between the Volcanoes and the Canadians. Connor Nurse back on the mound, and just like Nick Fraze back in the third inning, in what possibly is his final inning of the day, faced off against the first 3 hitters of the Volcanoes lineup and got all 3 of them out. Let's see if Connor Nurse can equalize Fraze by trying to get the first 3 hitters out here for the Canadians in the bottom of the third inning, starting with the second baseman Tanner Morris, who flew out to the left fielder Tyler Flores for the first out in the bottom of the first inning. As Connor Nurse looking pretty solid out here. Here's the thing that's actually pretty trippy about the game going on today. All the other games in the Northwest League have not even played yet. The first pitch is a ground ball fielded by the shortstop Jeff Hopey, who throws it wide right to the first baseman Baker Mendoza, but his foot will get on the bag in time for out number 1. And we now go to the first baseman Spencer Horwitz, who grounded out to the shortstop Jeff Hopey on a 2-2 count in the first inning. It was a nice play by Jeff on that play right there on the first pitch to Tanner Morris. Horwitz 0 for 1. Philip Clark, the number 3 hitter, he got one of the 3 Vancouver hits. And Nurse, the windup in the first pitch is a ball 1 on a curveball that goes a little inside on a 1-0 count. So both teams, no runs. Both teams, 3 hits. Both teams, no errors. You step back in the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That is a chopper. That one fielded by the first baseman Mendoza. Toss it to Connor. It will touch the first base bag for out number 2. And we now go to the designated hitter in Philip Clark. We got a base hit in the first inning on a 1-2 count, a single. The first one for the Canadians, and was stranded at first base in the bottom of the first inning. No score here from Nat Bailey Stadium in Scotiabank Field. As Clark gets his second hit of the series. Connor Nurse, the windup and the first pitch, that is a ball 1 on a curveball outside under the knees, and the catcher Martirano having to slide into the the right-handed hitter's box in order to field it in the 1-0 pitch. Another curveball, this one a little more inside, the count at 1-1. The step back and the windup by Connor Nurse trying to get the final out. The 1-1 pitch is a foul ball on a fastball, and the count is at 1-2. So Nick Fraze got a 1-2-3 inning in the third. And let's see if Connor Nurse can pull off something very, very identical here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nurse to wind up in the pitch that is outside. Fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're having a pretty weird occurrence here at Nat Bailey Stadium already. Both teams with 1 hit and 1 runner left on the first. Both teams with 2 hits and 2 runners left on. And the 2-2 pitch is a fly ball popped up. This one going into short left center. Jeff Hope is under it. And now both teams have had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. I may be a little paranoid. This may be just me, but I think we're in the twilight zone. Let's see if the Volcanoes can break this trend going into the top of the fourth, or trying to make it to where it'll be broken in the top of the fourth inning. The Volcanoes will bring up the middle of the order as we take a quick break here from Vancouver. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
I know, you thought your local Domino's couldn't make the $5.99 Mix and Match special any more awesome, but yes, we did. Mix and match any 2 or more of the following: a medium 2-topping Domino's pizza, stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken, pasta dish, an oven-baked sandwich, or our amazing new bread twist for only $5.99 each. And now you can make the pizza a large 2-topping for only $3 more. Mix and match as many of these delicious Domino's items as you'd like for only $5.99 each. And don't forget to make your pizza large for just $3 more. Order online at Domino's.com today.
Do you have a tree problem on your property? R&R Tree Service has the answer. Whether it be stump grinding, trimming, pruning, or tree removal, R&R Tree Service has you covered. This family-owned tree care company, located in the heart of Salem, has been helping property owners in the Mid-Willamette Valley make the best tree care decisions. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com and sign up for a free bidder estimate. That's rrtreeservice.com.
Oh, the secret life of moms. In summer, it centers on finding fun ways to keep the kids happy. Like the Oregon State Fair. Sure, take them. But don't be surprised if you end up finding your own fun. At the fair, I mean.
New this year at the Oregon State Fair, The Wonderful World of Sawdust, featuring the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show, wood carving, axe throwing, and so much more. Every day of the fair in the garden area, free with admission to the Oregon State Fair.
Your home of the Salem Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again. Exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the fourth inning. The game still scoreless between the Volcanoes and the Vancouver Canadians. The Canadians bringing in their first relief pitcher after Nick Fraze is done after allowing 3 hits, no runs, no walks, striking out 4 in 3 innings. As the new pitcher for Vancouver will be Luis Quinones, a 22-year-old from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. As he's making his 9th appearance, he has made 3 starts this year, 1-1 with an ERA of 1.13. In 24 innings, he has allowed 8 hits, 3 runs. He walked 13 and struck out 34. He has an opponent batting average of 104. As Quinones will face off against the middle of the order in Armani Smith, Brandon Martirano, and Jeff Holtby. He threw 3 innings against the Boise Hawks after Nick Fraze on August 19. He had an ERA at one point of 0.86 before he allowed 1 run on 2 hits, walking 3, striking out 3 in 3 innings. So he is coming off a little bit of a slump, not a big one, but he has allowed his first run since June 21st. He was on an amazing stretch going back to Rookie League, and that was the first time that he's allowed an earned run in a Canadiens uniform. Or my mistake, that was the second time that he's allowed a run in his second outing where he allowed a run in a Canadiens uniform, going back to July 22nd, where he allowed 2 runs in 3 1/3 against the Tri-City Dust Devils. Quinones, the first pitch to Armani Smith, is a fastball, swing and a miss, and a strike 1. As it'll be Armani Smith, Brandon Martirano, and Jeff Holtby. Smith grounding out to the shortstop in De Los Santos for the final out in the first inning. The windup and the 0-1 by Quinones is a shot. That one going into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And Armani Smith, once again, getting on the base path. He got the leadoff single in the top of the fourth. Here's the starting catcher in Brandon Martirano. The catcher struck out looking in the second inning. And so for people who are following along, it is no score between Vancouver and Salem Keizer. I have never seen this happen before. At the end of the first inning, both teams had one hit and left a runner on. In the second inning, both teams had 2 hits and left 2 runners on. This is just to up the ante. But in the third inning, it is a 1-2-3 inning. Something's telling me Rod Sterling couldn't have written something like this up. Quinones, the first pitch to Martirano, swing and a miss and a strike 1. And they have the same number of hitters as well walk up to the plate. To have it happen in 3 straight innings to start a game is odd, but also fascinating. It's a rare feat that people mostly look over, especially in a game like this where it's scoreless. The 0-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a fastball that goes up and out. It was under the letters, a fastball clocking in at 94 miles an hour. The sun slowly setting in, slowly setting. Still up in the sky, not a single cloud here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. No balls and 2 strikes. Quinones, runner at first base, and Armani Smith wind up in the pitch. That is a ball 1 on a fastball in the outside corner, 1-2. Martirano struck out looking on a 1-2 count against Nick Fraze, was one of 4 strikeout victims. He was one of 3 strikeout victims and had one of 4 strikeouts. Canario struck out twice against him. Game is right now scoreless in the top of the 4th. Quinones getting the sign from Sloniger, the 1-2 pitch. That's a ball that gets away from the catcher Sloniger. Doesn't hit his glove. It just goes straight to the backstop. And Armani Smith will go to second base on a wild pitch. And the count is at 2-2. He had his glove up in the air. It didn't look like it touched his glove at all. And the count will now go even at 2-2. Armani Smith at second base. He had a couple of runs yesterday. Or 2 days ago, he knocked in 2 runs yesterday. And Martirano with a chance to knock in the first run for the Volcanoes. The 2-2 pitch. That's inside. That's a ball 3. And Smith is now going to go to third on back-to-back wild pitches by Luis Quinones. And the count is now full at 3-2. Smith is now 90 feet away as he is the first runner for the Volcanoes at third base today. Full count 3-2. The Volcanoes in position to get their first run on the board. No score. Quinones allowed his first earned run in almost a month in his last appearance back on August 19th here at Nat Bailey Stadium. Quinones, full count 3-2 against Martirano. The windup and the payoff pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup for strike 3. And Martirano now has struck out twice. And I'll bring up the shortstop in Jeff Hoppe. Top of the 4th inning, no score. Now with 1 out, it'll be Hoppe and Harrison Freed who will both have chances to knock in Smith for the first run of the game. Hoppe, the starting shortstop, flew out to be left fielder Contreras. Quinones, the right-handed pitcher, wind up in the first pitch. That is outside on a fastball for ball 1. The right-handed pitcher Quinones, the left-handed hitter Jeff Hoppe. Armani Smith getting on base on a leadoff single. Wild pitch moved him the second. Wild pitch moved him the third. Back-to-back wild pitches to Brandon Martirano. Count starting off at 0-1. Quinones to pitch. Or my mistake, at 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball up and above the letters outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The Vancouver Canadians, over in the past 10 years, have formed kind of a dynasty. They've won 4 Northwest League championships, the most recent one being back in 2017. They also had won a Northwest League title in 3 straight years, 2011, 2012, and 2013. The 2-0 pitch outside in a fastball for ball 3. And they had one most recently in 2017. So even though they're not doing pretty good this year overall, especially in the past decade, they have showed themselves to be the best team in the Northwest League North Division over the past 10 years. 3 balls, no strikes. Quinones, the windup in the pitch, that is outside. That is another outside fastball for ball 4, and the Volcanoes will have runners on the corners with 1 out in the 4th inning. Here's the right fielder Harrison Freed. He got a base hit against Fraze in his only time at the plate. As Quinones trying to get out of the fourth inning unscathed here, but it looks like it'll be harder than usual, be easier said than done. The Volcanoes have runners on the corners. Harrison Freed, who got a couple of RBIs, who got an RBI in the first game, and has 3 doubles in the two games yesterday in this series, looking to knock in a run or two. First pitch is a foul ball past the first base line. Count starts off at 0-1. Got a base hit in the second inning. Into the hole in right field. Was stranded at second base. Mendoza then got a base hit afterwards. Baker Mendoza, the hitter on deck. No balls and a strike. Luis Quinones, runners on the corners. Wind up on the pitch. That is a swing and a miss. Or a swing and a foul. Foul tip. Into the glove of Sloniger. A fastball at 0-2. Which is also the same count that Freed had when he got the single. The Volcanoes getting 16 wins in second half play, 16 wins on the road, and 16 wins in interleague play. Count at no balls and 2 strikes. Quinones in the stretch, 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Looks over at first. Does not step off the rubber, but he peeks over to first base over his left shoulder, looking over at Jeff Hope, but will go back in the stretch. The count at 0-2. Quinones, runners on the corners. Wind up in the 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss and a changeup for strike 3. And Quinones strikes out his second batter of the inning. And now it is Baker Mendoza's turn to try and knock in the first run of the game for the Volcanoes. He has 11 RBIs on the year. He got his 24th base hit of the season in his last at-bat. Runners on the corners. You have the first baseman Horwitz on the bag and the infield spread out with the third baseman Lopez hugging the line a little bit. First pitch to Mendoza is a swing and a miss and a slider for strike 1. And in addition to being in the Northwest League since 2000, they've also been a short season A affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays since 2011, when they won their first Northwest League title. Count starting off at 0-1. Baker Mendoza got a base hit on a 1-2 count in his only time up at the plate against Nick Fraze. As Luis Quinones making his first appearance against the Volcanoes this year, after starting the year with the Bluefield Blue Jays. The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball, getting it to the hole in center field. Armani Smith will score from third, and Baker Mendoza now 2 for 2 with an RBI single that gets into the hole in center field. Armani Smith will score, and the Volcanoes will take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Armani Smith getting his 3rd run of the series. They will move Jeff Hope to second base. The Volcanoes with an early 1-0 lead. That is only the 4th earned run allowed by Quinones this year, and the 2nd one in the last 2 starts. Now we go to the 9-hitter and Tyler Wyatt. Runners on first and second, wind up in the first pitch is a strike 1, looking on a fastball right down the middle. A little above the knees. Wyatt on a 1-1 count flew out to the left fielder Contreras. He's been getting better with every at-bat over the past couple of games. As the Volcanoes, they now have a 1-0 lead. As just like in yesterday's game, they got only 1 run in the top of the 4th. Wind up and the 0-1 pitch. Quinones to Wyatt is a strike 2 looking. That's a fastball, also above the knees, but a little bit outside compared to the last pitch. 2 outs here in the 4th. Baker Mendoza with an RBI single. That is his 12th RBI of the year. But Quinones is 1 strike away from getting out of the top of the 4th. Runners on first and second base. Hope is at second. Mendoza is at first base. The Volcanoes trying to win the series after they won the first 2 games against Vancouver. Quinones in the stretch, 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch is a fly ball foul. That one going over the roof. Behind home plate, count at 0-2. The Volcanoes having their bats come to life against the Canadians' first relief pitcher after Nick Fraze is done after 3 innings. As Fraze will get a no decision. No balls and 2 strikes. Quinones with runners on first and second, wind up in the pitch. That is a swing and a miss and a strike 3 and a slider outside, and that will end the 4th inning. Quinones will strike out the side, but a run will score. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on. The Volcanoes with an early 1-0 lead. Connor Nurse will go back onto the mound as he is now online for the win. He just needs to hold on to this 1-0 lead. He'll face off against the middle of the order. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo! Woo! It's an alien invasion. Pew pew! I guess I'll just eat this Egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one? Or...
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head. And one of the things we have that is absolutely stunning is our amethyst cathedral geodes. And we have them starting at small amethyst pieces for just $10 up to our large geodes, and they're called amethyst cathedral geodes. And they're purple in color, and they come from Uruguay, and they're just beautiful. This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head, 110 North Water in historic downtown Silverton.
70% of Oregon's wildfires are started by people. One careless spark can destroy all that we love. It doesn't take much for a wildfire to ignite and spread quickly across our state's beautiful landscape. Everyday activities like mowing your grass or driving your car can spark a wildfire. Be extra careful this summer. Check weather conditions, follow posted fire restrictions, and keep fire tools on hand to be able to extinguish sparks or fires quickly. Go to keeporegongreen.org to learn how you can prevent wildfires. Sponsored by the Keep Oregon Green Association, the Oregon Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Volcanoes take an early 1-0 lead over the Vancouver Canadians on an RBI single by Baker Mendoza. That is his 12th RBI, as I do believe he also got an RBI yesterday. Yes, it was also an RBI single in the top of the 4th inning. This day is just getting weirder and weirder. As we go into the bottom of the 4th inning, Connor Nurse facing off against the middle of the order. He'll start off against the third baseman, Jesus Lopez. First pitch is a curveball outside for a ball 1. It'll be Lopez, Robertson, and Ryan Sloniger. Nurse to wind up, and the 1-0 pitch is a strike 1 looking on a curveball. Just gets a little inside, but the count is even at 1-1. Lopez 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. On the first pitch he saw, the 1-1 pitch is a line shot, gets over the head of the third baseman, Tyler Wyatt, and Jesus Lopez will get a leadoff single in the 4th. As we now go to the starting right fielder, Will Robertson. Just like the Volcanoes in the top of the 4th, the Canadians start off with a leadoff single. I mean, come on. Robertson flying out to the left fielder, Tyler Flores. For people who need to go up to speed about why I'm reacting the way I am about a guy getting a leadoff single, there is a constant trend going on right now of where the Volcanoes and Canadians have had the same number of hits and runners left on in the first 3 innings, with leaving a runner left on and getting 1 hit in the first. This one a ground ball getting past the glove of the second baseman Aldretti, and Will Robertson on the first pitch he saw will move runners to first and second. As there are runners on first and second base with nobody out, Vancouver with the game-tying run at second base. Go ahead, run it first. As we now go to the starting catcher, Ryan Sloniger. In the first inning, both teams have had 1 hit with a runner left on. In the second inning, both teams have had 2 hits with 2 runners left on. And in the third inning, both teams had 1, 2, 3 innings. The Volcanoes had 1 run on 2 hits, leaving 2 runners on. Now, it's hard to tell if they're even if they are going to exactly match what the Volcanoes are doing here, but the Volcanoes right now, nobody out, runners on first and second base. Here's the catcher, Ryan Sloniger, who flew out on a 3-1 count to the left fielder, Tyler Flores. Connor Nurse to wind up, and the first pitch is a fastball outside on a 1-0 count. Bottom of the 4th inning, Volcanoes leading 1-0 over Vancouver. Jesus Lopez at second base and Will Robertson at first. They both got back-to-back leadoff singles. 1 ball, no strikes. Nurse the pitch. That is a ball 2, and a fastball goes inside 2-0. Sloniger's making his 8th appearance for the Canadians this year with 2 runs, a double, a homer, and 6 RBIs on the season. Connor Nurse in the stretch behind the count at 2-0 with nobody out. Nurse in the stretch, runners on first and second, nobody out in the pitch. That is a ball 3 on a fastball low, 3 balls, no strikes. Sloniger flew out to the left fielder Tyler Flores on a 3-1 count, so Nurse especially been trying to find the zone against Sloniger in particular. Nurse to wind up in the 3-0. That is a strike 1 looking. On a fastball, it goes a little down and a little in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Goes under the knees as well. So Vancouver threatening their first big threat of the day. Their second big threat of the day. They had runners on the corners with two outs back in the second inning. The 3-1 pitch is a hard hit shot going to the right field. Back goes Fried. Fried is under it at the warning track. Harrison Fried will make the catch. The runner to third will be Jesus Lopez, and the Canadians will have runners on the corners once again. That was a very well hit ball by Sloniger, but Fried will catch that ball at the warning track. Jesus Lopez will go to third, and the Canadians will have the game-tying run at third base. Now here's the left fielder, McGregory Contreras, who got a base hit on a 1-0 count in the second inning. And the Volcanoes will have a chance to turn 2 here to prevent a run from scoring. They have had 3 double plays against Vancouver in the first 2 games. And if there would be any time to get their first one tonight, it would be right now. Nurse, the windup in the first pitch is a ball 1, just misses the zone on the fastball from Contreras, or to Contreras. And the count will start off 1-0. Now the Canadians with a chance to tie the game up here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 ball and no strikes. Nurse to pitch. That is inside, and a ball 2 and a curveball. 1 out here in the 4th. Jesus Lopez starting off getting a base hit over the glove of the third baseman Tyler Wyatt in the left field. Then Will Robertson getting a ground ball into the hole in right field, getting away from the glove of Aldretti. The 2-0 pitch is a shot going to center field. It will be a base hit, will fall right in front of Canario. Throw to second to try and get the runner out is not in time, as Canario will let that ball fall in front of him and won't try to dive for it. The game is now tied at 1. Will Robertson going to second base. Jesus Lopez will score, and McGregory Contreras is now 2 for 2 with an RBI single. And now here is the number 8 hitter, Luis De Los Santos, the shortstop who got a base hit against Nurse in the second inning. But then got out in the fielder's choice. It was a fly ball in the center field. Alex Canario electing to have the ball fall in front of him, as Vancouver now has 3 hits, so the streak of trying to match each other now is officially broken. But it gone on way longer than anyone thought. A timeout by Salem Keizer. Brandon Martirano going up to talk to Connor. The Volcanoes now tied with the Canadians, 1 run apiece. The Volcanoes 1 run on 5 hits. The Canadians 1 run on 6 hits. And they now have a runner on first and second base. De Los Santos, the shortstop, is up at the plate, got a base hit in the second inning. This is still with 1 out. Nurse, the windup in the first pitch is a strike 1, looking on a curveball inside at 0-1. He threw 6 2/3 innings in his last start against Boise, where he allowed 4 runs, 3 earned. Or my mistake, that was in his last loss. And he 0-1 pitch is a gap shot going into left center field. That's going to fall into the warning track. One run is going to score in Will Robertson. McGregory Contreras will score all the way from first base, and Luis De Los Santos with his second double of this series. It scores 2, and Vancouver now leads by a score of 3-1. A 2-run double by De Los Santos, 16 RBIs for him in his 12th double. Still with 1 out here in the 4th inning. And Vancouver has scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. They lead now 3-1 over the Volcanoes. That one, a deep gap shot into left center field, falling in the warning track in front of the scoreboard. And we now go to the number 9 hitter in Dom Abadesa, who got into a fielder's choice in his only time at the plate. Vancouver now leading by a score of 3-1. Luis Quinones, pretty sure he is going to be on the mound for the 5th. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Connor Nurse, the windup in the first pitch is low and a curveball for ball 1. With Connor Nurse allowing now 3 earned runs in 3 1/3. And the 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss. That is a ball that gets away from Martirano, and Luis De Los Santos will go to third on the wild pitch. It will be a strike, though, as Abadesa will now face a 1-1 count. And Connor Nurse in a rough situation here. He has allowed 3 earned runs here in the bottom of the 4th. On now 4 base hits by Vancouver. An RBI single by Contreras, who now has his 21st RBI. Luis De Los Santos now with 16 RBIs to count at 1-1. The infield is now in. All 4 infielders are in the infield grass. This one a fly ball. That one is hooking. That one is going to be in foul territory. And that falls, looks like on top one of the picnic tents along the first base line. And Connor Nurse in a 1-2 count now to the 9-hitter Abadesa. First 3 hitters to the Volcanoes to try and get rid of this deficit will be the first 3 hitters of Canario, Flores, and Aldretti, who will face off against Luis Quinones for the first time today. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nurse ahead of the count, the windup and the pitch. That is a ball 2 inside on a curveball. Fielded by Martirano in the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vancouver now leads by a score of 3-1 after they were trailing 1-0 entering the inning. The infield is in, 1 out in the 4th. Nurse to wind up and the 2-2 pitch. That is a ground ball fielded by Hopi. Looks at third, doesn't throw. Throws to first, gets him in time, and De Los Santos stays at third base for out number 2. A nice job by Hopi, who was touching the infield grass as well as the other 3 infielders. They'll keep De Los Santos at third base. We now go to Tanner Morris, who had 2 RBIs last night on a 2-run single into center field, which scored 3 runs. 26 RBIs, or 24 RBIs on the season, after that 2-run single. Looking to get number 25 on the year with a base hit. First pitch is the ground ball, and he will get 25. That went into the hole in left center. And De Los Santos will score from third, an RBI single by Morris, and the Canadians now lead by a score of 4-1. As we now go to the number 2 hitter in Spencer Horwitz, the first baseman. He's looking for his first hit of the night. As the Volcanoes will now have another deficit to face. They got out of a 3-run deficit in the final game of the 3-game series against Boise at Volcano Stadium. They came back, they were trailing 4-1. They won the game 6-5. So they have definitely had history with coming back from deficits like this. Nurse to wind up in the first pitch to Horwitz is a ball 1 down and under the zone and a curveball. Nobody in the bullpen for the Volcanoes just yet. Possible chance that Nurse is just going to throw the full 5. Ball and no strikes. Connor Nurse with a runner on first base. The windup and the 1-0 pitch is a ball 2 and a curveball. 2 balls and no strikes. Looked like a little bit of a pitch out there by Martirano. He's looking at Tanner Morris at first base. Nurse in the stretch. Morris Tanner Morris at first base. 2 balls and no strikes. That is a ball 3 on a fastball down low on a 3-0 count. The Canadians, after trailing 4-0, they have pulled off a 4-run 4th inning. They lead now 4-1 over the Volcanoes. Nurse in the stretch. Again, the sign from Brandon Martirano. 3 balls, no strikes. The windup and the 3-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike one looking. Goes a little outside. It's a 3-1 count. Horowitz 0 for 2 after grounding out to the shortstop Hopi and grounding out to the first baseman Baker Mendoza, who tossed it to Nurse for out number 2 in the 3rd. 4-1 Canadians over the Volcanoes. Throw to first is not in time. The first 3 hitters for the Volcanoes in the top of the 5th will be the top 3 hitters in the order, which will be Canario, Flores, and Aldretti. The 8th batter of this inning for Vancouver and Spencer Horwitz. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. That's a fly ball going to left field, right near the line. Flores is going for it. Flores, he is at the warning track looking up. That one will go right near the pole. It hits the foul pole, and Spencer Horwitz has a 2-run home run as it goes into the goes into the Vancouver bullpen in left field. That one hooking right near the left field foul pole, and Spencer Horwitz has his first home run as a Vancouver Canadian. A 2-run home run makes the score now Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1. They'll score Tanner Morris from first base, as that one was hooking right near the foul pole. And now we go to our 9th batter in the innings, Philip Clark, the designated hitter, who got a single in the first inning. Bases are empty as the Canadians bring up the 9th batter of the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. They score 6 runs. First pitch is a foul ball. This one a fly ball going into the third base side. Takes a bounce into the seats. And the count will start off at 0-1. The score now is Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1. Here in the 4th inning. Connor Nurse getting the sign from Martirano. The step back of the windup, the 0-1 pitch. That is a ball 1 on a curveball that goes in the dirt a little outside to Martirano on a 1-1 count. Wind up and the 1-1 by Nurse. That's another ball in the dirt, 2-1. Connor Nurse with 6 earned runs here in the 4th. Nobody in the bullpen. You have the bullpen catcher for the Volcanoes getting ready to go, stretching out a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Nurse to wind up and the pitch to Philip Clark is a ball 3 on a fastball that goes low and out. The Canadians have scored 6 runs here in the bottom of the 4th, highlighted by a 2-run double by Luis de los Santos and a 2-run home run by Spencer Horwitz. The windup and the 3-1, that is a swing and a foul. That one hitting I believe, one of the windows of the press box, or the netting right in front of the press box, and will fall back onto the field of play. The count is full at 3-2. The Canadians bringing up the 9th batter here in the bottom of the 4th. The first 3 hitters for the Volcanoes will be the top 3 hitters in the order. The windup and the payoff pitch is a ball 4 as the Vancouver Canadians will go up and will go through all 9 hitters in the order, as with 2 outs in the 4th. And we now go back to Jesus Lopez, who had a leadoff single in the 4th inning over the glove of the third baseman Tyler Wyatt. There is a pitcher in the bullpen now for the Volcanoes. Hard to tell from this angle who it is exactly. But Connor Nurse is having a very rough 4th inning here. As the Volcanoes now trail by 5 by a score of 6-1. Connor Nurse once again against Jesus Lopez, who got a base hit off of him. Nurse, the first pitch is a check swing and a curveball inside at 1-0. As Lopez started off the inning with a single, scored on an RBI single by McGregory Contreras. 1 ball and no strikes. Nurse to pitch. That is a strike 1 looking on a fastball. Goes a little up and out. Volcano started off the 4th inning scoring a run on an RBI single by Baker Mendoza. And now in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Canadians respond with 6 runs of their own. The 1-ball, 1-strike count. Connor Nurse to wind up in the pitch. That is a ground ball fielded by Hopi the shortstop. Toss it to second for the force, and the inning is over. On a fielder's choice, a 6-4 that gets Philip Clark. 6 runs will score on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. The Volcanoes, they trail by 5 going into the top of the 5th inning as Luis Quinones will face off against the top 3 hitters in the Volcanoes lineup. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
That's not all. When a Boone Ridge senior community resident is telling a friend about all the wonderful amenities at Boone Ridge, it's because the list is endless. Things like open restaurant-style dining with made-to-order meals. How about a bistro and wine bar? A full schedule of planned events and activities. You will truly experience extraordinary at Boone Ridge Senior Community in South Salem. For more information, go to BooneRidgeSeniorLiving.com and schedule a tour at Boone Ridge. At Boone Ridge, you will experience extraordinary.
This is Sergeant Mike, and I want to tell you about my friends at Larry's Locksmith. I'm sure you all have entry locks right now that need replacing or need to be rekeyed. Perhaps you've put it off because you didn't know who to call or someone that you could trust. Larry's Locksmith service has earned the trust of thousands of Mid-Valley customers. Rapid response for lockouts of buildings, vehicles, or safes. Almost any kind of lock can be replaced or rekeyed by Larry's Locksmith service. Check them out at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com.
At Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions, we offer complete home comfort together in one place.
With a variety of heating and cooling systems and a full range of energy-related home improvements, including insulation, duct leakage testing and sealing, energy audits, performance assessments, and more.
How can we help you be more comfortable in your home? Give us a call and find out.
Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions. Complete home comfort together in one place. 363-4822.
The Mid-Valley's best talk 24/7 on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we're now back here in the top of the 5th inning. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes, after leading the Vancouver Canadians by a score of 1-0, they now trail by a score of 6-1 after the Canadians brought 6 batters up to the plate. Brought 10 batters up to the plate, and 6 of them scored. 2 on a 2-run double by Luis de los Santos, 2 on a 2-run home run by Spencer Horwitz, and then 2 more on an RBI single by Tanner Morris and McGregory Contreras against Connor Nurse. Luis Quinones back on the mound for Vancouver, as he is now online for his 2nd win, as they'll try to hold off Salem Keizer. We'll start off with Alex Canario. The windup and the first pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 1. Canario 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts against Nick Fraze. No balls and 1 strike. 6-1 Vancouver over the Volcanoes. The 0-1 pitch, that is upstairs and inside on a fastball 1-1. It'll be Canario, Flores, and Carter Aldretti. Will face off against Quinones here in the top of the 5th. 1 ball and 1 strike. Quinones getting the sign from Ryan Sloniger. The 1-1 pitch, that is a strike 2 looking on a slider right down the middle, 1-2. And Canario, he went 2 for 3 yesterday, and he went 1 for 5 2 days ago. So this is the first 2 times he has struck out at all in this series. Quinones, the 1-2 pitch, that is a swing and a miss, and a strike 3 on a fastball inside. And Canario has now struck out swinging twice and has struck out 3 times today, and will now face off against the left fielder Tyler Flores, who was 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to left field. Nobody in the bullpen for Vancouver. As Flores will be making his 2nd start since returning on the Volcanoes roster. Batting 2nd, playing in left field. First pitch is a fastball upstairs and outside at 1-0. There is a pitcher getting ready in the bullpen, but there is also a chance that Connor Nurse may pitch the full 5. The 1-0 pitch by Quinones, a swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 1. Quinones using his fastball against the Volcanoes hitters. It's because of his inability to get strikeouts and to get guys out that he was able to give the Canadians a chance to take the lead. The 1-1 pitch, that is a strike 2 looking on an inside fastball above the knees. against 4 possible outs at this point. Quinones has struck out all 4 batters, but has also allowed 1 run. Quinones, the step back in the windup and the 1-2 pitch. It is a ball 2 on a slider outside. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. It was a ball outside, and I believe that the home plate umpire, Austin Nelson, has just called an illegal pitch on Quinones, but it will not matter. It was still a ball anyway. It was a 2-ball, 2-strike count. He lowered his windup a little bit and brought it back up. Is what we saw from here, but he had the home plate umpire, Austin Nelson, pointing at the pitcher. And now the 2-2 pitch is a fastball, goes up and outside above the letters, full count 3-2. Quinones looking for his 5th strikeout against his 5th possible out. He has struck out the 4 batters he faced, 3 in the 4th inning and 1 so far in the 5th, swinging. Quinones in the stretch. He's short step back in the windup, and the payoff pitch is a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Flores with that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That is 5 strikeouts against 5 possible outs for Quinones. We now go to the second baseman, Carter Aldretti, who is 0 for 2, was struck out in his last time up against Fraze. As Aldretti is looking for his first hit of the night. First hit of the day. And Quinones, the first pitch is a fly ball. That one going into right center field. Abadessa and Robertson are under it. Abadessa will make the catch. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Luis Quinones to end the top of the 5th. The score will stay 6-1 Vancouver going into the bottom of the 5th inning, as the pitcher for the Volcanoes will face off against Robertson, Sloniger, and Contreras. And it will be Connor Nurse who will try and power through one final inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Les Schwab is a proud sponsor of the Salem Keizer Volcanoes. This is a team that puts their heart and soul into every game, whether it's at home or Volcano Stadium or a game in someone else's hometown. Before you head out to your next adventure in a new town or destination, stop by your local Les Schwab for a free visual alignment and brake check. It's the perfect double play for a safe driving experience. Or ask about the Les Schwab free pre-trip safety check. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Stop in now for summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor in Keizer. Save with our tail-wagging deals on 44 and 30-pound bags of Canada dog food. Shop our hunting preseason sale and save on 511 tactical clothing. And save $25 on a Camp Chef 2-burner stove. Plus, Miss Me jeans are $20 off. Save now with summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
Hey, KYKN fans, are you listening? Tom Marks, your residential real estate specialist from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? If you'd like to give me a call at 503-881-9230, I'll meet with you and listen to your real estate goals. We'll call it a job interview. If you like me and what I offer, we can do business together. There's no hard sell, just casual conversation. Tom Marks, 503-881-9230.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 5th. The Volcanoes trailing the Canadians by a score of 6-1. Connor Nurse is going to try and power through this 5th inning before he'll be done for the day. He'll start off against the right fielder, Will Robertson, who had a base hit against him on the first pitch that he saw against Connor Nurse in the previous inning. As Nurse is waiting to throw the first pitch to right-handed pitcher Connor Nurse to the left-handed hitter Will Robertson. First pitch is a curveball outside for a ball 1. It'll be Robertson, Ryan Sloniger, and McGregory Contreras. And the 1-0 pitch, another curveball outside at 2-0. Nurse with a very rough 4th inning, allowing 6 earned runs on 6 hits. 2 balls, no strikes. Nurse to pitch. That is a fly ball, popped up and foul. Going to the seats. I mistook that. It hit the roof again. That one on the other side of the roof, too. It wasn't near here. It was past the third base line on the other side of the roof. But the thud is still very loud. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nurse to pitch. That is a ball 3 on a fastball outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Robertson 1 for 2. Ryan Sloniger is 0 for 2. And McGregory Contreras is 2 for 2. The 3-1 pitch is a fly ball. That's another foul that is hooking into the seats. This one falling right near the batting cages, which is past the seating of the third base side, and the count is now full at 3-2. Connor Nurse has not struck out anybody today. He's trying to get his first one here. The payoff pitch is a line shot. That is hooking towards the first base line this time, and that gets past the Volcanoes bullpen and is foul. Robertson on a 1-0 count. Fly out to left, got a base hit in the 4th inning. Normally, the at-bats against Robertson will be done pretty quickly, but now they'll go down to this pitch. The payoff pitch is a foul ball. It's the netting, and the count will stay full at 3-2. The Volcanoes infield in a shift in which Hopi is right near the bag, covering short center. Aldretti is in right center field, and Mendoza is right near the first base line. Payoff pitch by Connor Nurse. That is a ground ball fielded by Aldretti. The second baseman throws to Mendoza easily for out number 1. As Nurse will win that lengthy at-bat. The 8-pitch at-bat as we now go to the catcher Ryan Sloniger, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of fly balls. One to the left fielder Tyler Flores, and the most recent one in that 6-run 4th inning, a line shot to the right fielder Harrison Freed at the warning track. It was a very well hit ball by Sloniger, but Freed was able to make the play. And Nurse, the first pitch to Sloniger is a ball 1 on a fastball outside. Already the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That is a slider that hits the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. The infield around the same spot as it was in the last at-bat, which is that Hopi is right near the second base bag. Carter Aldretti in short right field. They are both touching the outfield grass while Mendoza is still in the infield. 2 balls and no strikes. That's a ball that is hooking, and that will be foul down the first base line, and the count at 2-1. Most of the Canadians hitters have been getting hits like that, pieces like that off of Connor Nurse. One of them was actually able to stay fair, and that was the 2-run home run by Spencer Horwitz, which was his first home run in a Canadians uniform back in the previous inning. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Nurse to wind up and the 2-1. That is a ball 3, and a curveball just misses the zone, goes outside, and the count is at 3 balls and a strike. And the 3-1 pitch by Connor. Swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 2. Once again, a very huge crowd here at Nat Bailey Field, Nat Bailey Stadium. You have a lot of people who are in the shade covering the grandstands. The payoff pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 3 and a 91-mile-an-hour fastball outside. The first strikeout for Connor Nurse in the second out of the bottom of the 5th. Here's the left fielder McGregory Contreras, who is one of 2 Canadians hitters to have multiple base hits, the other being Luis de los Santos. They both also have RBIs and runs to their name. Contreras 2 for 2 with an RBI single and a run. He scored on that 2-run double by Luis de los Santos. So stranded at first base after the last one. Nurse, the windup in the first pitch that is inside on a curveball for a ball 1. You have the fans here at Nat Bailey Stadium. You have some fans who are not only in the shade, but they're powering out in the sun. They are powering it through the sun here in Vancouver. 1-0 pitch is a fastball inside, 2-0. That goes under the letters. Temperature staying at around 68 degrees, 20 degrees Celsius here, and the 2-0 pitch is a fly ball past the first base line. A very well hit one, count at 2-1. Temperature staying at around 20 degrees Celsius, which is around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It has been in first pitch. As far as I can tell, that's basically the same temperature now, and that one will hit Contreras on the back. A 2-0 pitch after the first 2 pitches towards Contreras. We're inside. That was a fastball from Connor Nurse. It goes a little way too inside. It'll hit the numbers on the back of the jersey of Contreras, and the Canadians will have a runner on first base with 2 outs in the 5th. Here is the shortstop, Luis De Los Santos. As De Los Santos went 2 for 2 with a 2-run double, Contreras is still 2 for 2. As Tom Trebelhorn is going to be taking out Connor Nurse after that pitch. After 5 2/3 innings, it'll be a call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli, the home of the Italian Stallion Sandwich. The new pitcher for the Volcanoes will be Cooper Casad, the 23-year-old from Petaluma, California. Currently 1-1 with an ERA just over 4 at 4.01. Connor Nurse, he struck out 1 batter. That was his last one against Ryan Sloniger. He threw 4 2/3 innings, allowing 9 hits. Currently 6 earned runs, although that is subject to change, as he has also walked 1 batter as well. He is online for his 4th loss. Cooper Casad, 1 win and 1 loss, an ERA of 4.01. Making his 15th appearance, he has 1 save. In 24 2/3 innings, he has allowed 24 hits, 11 earned runs. He has walked 6 batters and has struck out 21. He got a save in his last appearance, which was against the Boise Hawks on August 21st. In the game that was called due to a rain delay, he pitched the final third of an inning in the 6th after Kervin Castro was taken out. The Volcanoes were leading that game by a score of 4-1, and we're in the middle of that inning. If not, the game would have been, if not before the game was called due to a rain delay. So Cooper Casad is now on the mound. He'll face off against Luis De Los Santos to try and finish off the 5th. Connor Nurse throwing 4 2/3 innings. He is online for his 4th loss of the season. Casad getting the sign from Brandon Martirano. The first pitch is a fastball. It goes under the letters, but above the zone, on top of the zone, count at 0-1. De Los Santos with a single in the 2nd inning. It has a 2-run double in the 4th. Casad, the count at 0-1 with a runner at first base. The 0-1 pitch, that is a ground ball fielded by the 3rd baseman Wyatt. Bobbles it a little bit, but is able to throw to second for the force to Aldretti, and that will end the inning. It'll be 6 earned runs towards Connor Nurse. No runs, no hits, no errors. And a runner left on. The score staying Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1, going into the top of the 6th inning with Quinones against the middle of the order. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
John, the owner of John's Decks and Fences, will be on your deck or fencing job every day, making sure that every detail is correct. If you're thinking about a deck or fencing project, talk it over with John. He'll be able to help your dream come true. John's Decks and Fences is a family-owned business with low overhead, so that means big savings for you. Many Mid-Valley people are glad they chose John's Decks and Fences for their project. With all the options available, it's good to have an expert in your corner. Contact John at 855-946-5393, CCB number 219310.
Do you have a tree problem on your property? R&R Tree Service has the answer. Whether it be stump grinding, trimming, pruning, or tree removal, R&R Tree Service has you covered. This family-owned tree care company, located in the heart of Salem, has been helping property owners in the Mid-Willamette Valley make the best tree care decisions. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com and sign up for a free bidder estimate. That's rrtreeservice.com.
If you're looking for carpets, vinyl, hardwood, or laminates, do not go to the big box store. Valley Flooring Center has been serving Salem and the Willamette Valley for 30 years. Buy local and enjoy the professional advice. Jason and his knowledgeable staff would be more than happy to provide you with a free estimate for your flooring project. Stop by and check out the showroom at Valley Flooring Center located in Keizer, or visit them online at valleyflooringcenter.com. Flooring for all walks of life.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
We are now back in the top of the 6th inning. The Canadians lead by a score of 6-1 to the Volcanoes. Luis Quinones, while the Canadians We're taking a 5-run lead over the Volcanoes. Has been doing pretty well in relief, allowing just 1 run on 2 hits. He has struck out 5 batters against 6 possible hitters in 2 innings. 5 batters in 2 innings. Absolutely incredible. As we'll now go to the middle of the order, the designated hitter Armani Smith, who got a single off of Quinones and scored the only run for the Volcanoes. Salem Keizer trying to start something here in the top of the 6th. It'll be Armani Smith, Brandon Martirano, and Jeff Hopi, the 3 hitters that started off the inning in the 4th where they scored their only run. Quinones, the windup in the first pitch for Armani, is a strike 1 looking on a slider. Gets in the bottom part of the strike zone, and the count will start off at 0-1. So Cooper Cassad looking to pitch in the 7th inning as well. Or my mistake, not in the 7th inning, in the bottom of the 6th. After getting a fielder's choice, and a 0-1 pitch is a foul ball. A fastball hitting the netting, hitting the sign, and going back onto the field to play. There's a manual sign right next to the press box right here, and it hit that. And the count at 0-2, going back onto the field of play. The Volcanoes with a run on 5 hits. Vancouver, 6 runs on 9 hits. The 0-2 pitch by Quinones is a swing, and did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. And a swing by Armani Smith. Austin Nelson said that he went. And that is 6 strikeouts for Luis Quinones. And we now go to the starting catcher, Brandon Martirano, who has struck out twice. Once against Fraze and was the first strikeout victim against Quinones. Now has 6 strikeouts against 7 possible outs. Quinones, the windup in the first pitch is a shot going in the center field, and Martirano has a first pitch single. 1 out single by Brandon Martirano here in the top of the 6th. The Volcanoes have their 6th hit of the day. And we now go to the shortstop, Hopi, Jeff Hopi, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left, was walked on 4 pitches as well. As the Volcanoes try to add on to the momentum of that 1 out single by Martirano. Quinones, the windup in the first pitch, that is outside, and a ball 1 and a fastball to the left-handed hitter Hopi. He flew out to the left fielder Contreras and was walked on 4 pitches to first base by Quinones, so he's not had a strike thrown at him, with the exception of the fly ball to left field, where he made contact. The 1-0 pitch is a foul ball, and that will be the first strike against Hopi tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike, or should I say today. First pitch was 105. Getting towards the 2-hour mark here. 6-1, Vancouver over Salem Keizer. The 1-1 count from Quinones to Jeff Hopi, the left-handed hitter. The pitch, that is a swing and another foul on another fastball by Quinones. Hopi was walked for the 23rd time this year at his last time up and was stranded at second base. Luis Quinones in the stretch, getting the sign from Ryan Sloniger behind the plate. The ball on 2 strikes. Quinones, the windup and the pitch, that is a swing and a foul. Another one that looks like it hit off the right leg protector of Sloniger and rolls down the first base side. The count will stay at 1-2. So Nick Fraze throwing 3 innings, and Luis Quinones aiming to throw 3 innings as well. The sun still up in the air. Still a very beautiful Sunday afternoon in Vancouver, British Columbia. Not a single cloud in the sky. Hasn't been for the whole game. The 1-2 pitch is a ball 2 and a curveball. Inside, under the knees in the dirt, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. It is Brandon Martirano at first base. He got his first hit of the day, his 23rd hit of the season. On the first pitch he saw from Quinones, hitting a fastball straight back to him in center field. Quinones, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, that's a pop fly. That one staying into look like staying in the infield, going in the short center field. It'll be Contreras who will call for it after De Los Santos and Lopez were both right next to each other thinking which one's going to get the ball. But Contreras will come out of nowhere, will make the play for out number 2. And we now go to the right fielder, Harrison Freed, who was 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout tonight. We got a base hit in the second inning, was stranded at second base, struck out on 3 pitches in the 4th. As the Volcanoes still have a runner on first base. Quinones looking to finish off the top of the 6th, allowing only this base hit. Wind up on the first pitch is outside and a fastball for ball 1. It goes under the knees in the dirt, 1-0. Luis Quinones doing a great job here in relief while the Canadians took a 6-1 lead. The 1-0 pitch will go inside and a fastball above the letters. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. The only game going on, you have the Eugene-Everett game starting at 4:05. You have the Hillsborough-Spokane game starting at 6. And you have the Boise Tri-City game starting at 7:15. Quinones, the 2-0 pitch as a ball gets away from the catcher Sloniger. It's a wild pitch by Quinones, the 3rd one, as Martirano will go to second base. Ball 3 for Harrison Freed, 3 balls and no strikes. The Volcanoes have another runner in scoring position in Brandon Martirano. Quinones, 45 pitches. He entered today with an ERA of 1.83. With the exception of allowing that 1 run, he's brought down to 1.35. 3 balls and no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Luis Quinones against Harrison Freed with a runner at second base. The 3-0 pitch, that is a strike 1 looking on a fastball above the zone. Under the letters, as a strike 3-1. Freed getting a base hit on an 0-2 count in the second inning. And on an 0-2 count in the 4th, struck out swinging against Quinones. Runner at second base now in Brandon Martirano. Got on base on a 1-out single just earlier in the inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. Quinones, the windup and the 3-1 pitch. That is a fly ball. That one going into left center field. Quinones and, my mistake, not Quinones. Contreras and Abadesa both trying to get the ball, but Abadesa will make the play in short left center to end the top of the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors. And a runner left on. The score staying Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1. As Cooper Cassad will look to throw his first inning of the day. He'll face off against Abadesa, then Morris, then Horwitz, a 9-1-2 in the Vancouver lineup. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
PT Northwest is considered the premier sports rehab provider in the Willamette Valley, thanks to their work with the Salem Keizer Volcanoes, the Corvallis Knights, Oregon State University, Western Oregon University, Willamette University, and many local high schools. PT Northwest treats a range of ailments and has many specialties such as hand, pelvic, speech, and pediatric therapy. If you want to find out more, visit us at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, PT Northwest is the official sports rehab provider to the Salem Keizer Volcanoes.
Extra Mile presents Extra Man.
Sup, Extra Buds?
In today's episode, it was a day like any other.
Seems about right.
Until everything changed.
Wait, what? It did?
The cravings arrived.
Oh, you mean like every day around now, I start craving some tasty snacks.
Exactly. How will he fight off this beast?
Usual way. Run by Extra Mile convenience store Chevron, pick up some jerky, candy, fruit.
Cravings annihilated. Extra Man moves on to the day's next challenge.
Yeah, now I'm thirsty for a water or energy drink. Guess I'll head back to
Extra Mile, extras every day at select Chevron locations.
I'm here with Rich Kansky, owner of Green Acres Landscape. Rich, after 20 years, you've rebranded Green Acres. Can you give us some insight as to why the change?
Well, as we've evolved as a company over the last 20 years, we started with 2 employees, and now we have up to 50 employees that offer residential, commercial, municipal, and industrial landscape. We felt the need to better represent who we are as a company and share our business culture with our community.
See the new look of Green Acres Landscape on their website at greenacreslandscapeinc.com. Green Acres Landscape, leaving no footprint.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 6th inning. The score staying Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1. Cooper Cassad back on the mound, looking to throw his first full inning of the day, as he'll face off against the number 9 hitter in Dominic Abadessa. He is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a ground out to the shortstop, Jeff Hoppe, during that 6-run 4th inning that the Canadians had. As so far it's been in that big 4th inning of where all the runs have scored for both teams. First pitch to Abadessa is a foul ball past the first base side. It's the netting, goes back onto the field of play. Count will start off at 0-1. Cassad, the windup and the 0-1 pitch is a line shot. That one's hooking right near the first base line. A foul ball at 0-2. This is the third game of a 4-game road series for the Volcanoes against the Canadians. They'll play 4 more road games after the series is over against the Eugene Emeralds, and then they'll play 2 more home games against the Emeralds for the final 2 games of the regular season. The 0-2 pitch, a ground ball gets past the glove of the first baseman Mendoza and goes into right field. And Dominic Abadessa will go to first base. We will check the manual scoreboard and the Jumbotron, see what the official scorekeeper here will call that play. That one got past the glove of the first baseman Baker Mendoza. And we'll check to see what the ruling of that is, but he will go to first. It looked like from here that it was an error. It was a ground ball that Mendoza that got past his glove. And we'll now go to the top of the order, and Tanner Morris, first pitch, outside and a ball 1. I believe they're going to call that an error. Yeah, we have no official word on it yet. Yes, they are. They're going to call that an error on Mendoza. This one, a shot going over the head of the shortstop, Hoppe, and the Canadians will have runners on first and second base with nobody out once again. Tanner Morris with his second single of the day. So an error by Mendoza that put Dominic Abadessa on first base. Tanner Morris with a single. It puts him on first base, moves Dom to second. And we now go to the first baseman, Spencer Horwitz, who capped off the 6-run 4th inning with a 2-run home run right near the left field wall. And Cassad getting the sign from Martirano. First pitch to Horwitz is a foul ball past the third base line, goes over the roof at 0-1. So Vancouver, once again, the first 2 hitters getting on base. This time it's against Cooper Cassad. The score, Vancouver 6, Salem Keizer 1. And the 0-1 pitch is a fastball inside above the knees, 0-2. Can't really say what everyone else in the Northwest League is doing because no one else in the Northwest League is playing at the moment. We're going to find out what the final scores are tomorrow, as all the other games are hours away from starting. The 0-2 pitch is a foul ball hooking past the third base line. The count will stay at 0-2. So the Volcanoes are currently playing the third of 4 road games at Vancouver. They're going to play 4 road games at Eugene after this series, after taking a break on August 27th. Then after that, we'll play the final 2 home games and the final 2 of the regular season. This one, a line shot that is caught by Mendoza, throws a second for 2, and the Volcanoes have done what they have done so well throughout this entire series, and that is pulling off a double play. This one, a line out to the first baseman, Mendoza, who throws it to second base to get Dominic Abadessa, picking him off on second base. He was looking to try and get Morris, but then will throw to Jeff Hoppe for out number 2. As that will be a double play, the 4th double play by the Volcanoes in this series. The Volcanoes with a runner on first base as we now go to Philip Clark. Clark 1 for 2 with a single in the first inning. Popped out to the shortstop, Jeff Hoppe, in short left center back in the third. First pitch is a ball 1 and a fastball inside at 1-0. Cassad in the stretch, 1-0. Runner on first base, the 1-0 pitch is a fly ball. That one's hooking right near the line. That's going to be foul. It'll hit the wall. It will ricochet off of the wall a couple of times and will bounce into the Canadians' bullpen. It'll ricochet off of the sidewall in left field to count at 1-1. A capacity crowd here at Nat Bailey Stadium. The most fans that they have had, at least the single game record, which they have achieved many times, especially in the past couple of games, is 6,413 people. The 1-1 pitch is a shot going in the center field. Canario is under. It's going to make the catch, and that's going to end the 6th. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on. The score staying 6-1 Vancouver over the Volcanoes. Going into the top of the 7th, in which the Canadians will bring back Quinones, will face off against the 8-9 and 1 hitters Mendoza, Wyatt, and Canario. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Buying or refinancing a home can be one of the most exciting times in your life and the most stressful. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can help put your mind at ease when it comes to home mortgages. Rates are at near historic lows. Buying, selling, or refinancing? Call Jeff today. 503-949-6302. He can also do reverse mortgages. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can put your mind at ease. 503-949-6302. NMLS number 273136. NMLS number 237701.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income, so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm. ReedLawFirm.com, REED lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
The Mid-Valley's best talk 24/7 on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 7th inning. The Vancouver Canadians still lead the Volcanoes by a score of 6-1. Luis Quinones is back on the mound looking to throw his 4th inning of relief as he is online for his 2nd win of the season. The Canadians also using this time to put a pitcher in the bullpen. And we now go to the 8-9 and 1 hitter, starting with the first baseman Baker Mendoza, the only Salem Keizer Volcano that has multiple hits here today against the Canadians. Quinones, the short step back and the windup for the first pitch. That is a ball 1. Just misses the zone on a fastball and a 1-0 count. Currently getting close to that 2-hour mark here in the top of the 7th. Wind up and the 1-0 pitch. That is a foul ball. Oh boy, that hits the netting. Goes up in the air and will fall back onto the field of play right next to the first base line. Foul ball. And the count is even at 1-1. It'll be Baker Mendoza, Tyler Wyatt, and Alex Canario. The Volcanoes getting out of the bottom of the 6th inning unscathed after a 3-6 double play. A 1-1 by Quinones. Foul ball. A swing and a miss and a fastball. Foul ball by Mendoza. And the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza getting a single in the 2nd inning, got an RBI single in the 4th, knocking in the only run for Salem Keizer today. And the 1-2 pitch is another foul. That one going over the roof and is out of the building. And the count will now go to a ball and 2 strikes. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Quinones looking to get the first guy out here. The 1-2 pitch, that's a fly ball. That's another foul. Quinones throwing Mendoza the fastball. And Mendoza getting a piece of it. And the count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. After that 4-game road series against Eugene, the Volcanoes will play the final 2 games of the regular season at Volcano Stadium on September 1st and 2nd against the Emeralds. On September 1st, the 5:05 start time. On September 2nd, it is a 4:05 start time. The 1-2 pitch by Quinones is outside and a slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And after the 2 games at home. They'll have a day off on September 3rd. On September 4th, they'll play the first game of the Northwest League South Division Series on the road, and they'll play a guaranteed playoff game at home on September 5th. The 2-2 pitch by Quinones is a check swing, a strike 3 called on an outside fastball. And Luis Quinones has now struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Salem Keizer Volcanoes in his 3 1/3 innings of work on the mound of relief for the Canadians. Now we go to the number 9 hitter in Tyler Wyatt, who is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a strikeout, is looking for his first hit of the day. First pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 1 and a fastball, 0-1. 7 strikeouts for Luis Quinones through 3 1/3. There'll be a pitcher in the bullpen in the 8th. Quinones doing an amazing job on the mound in relief for Vancouver. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss and a strike 2. Another fastball, this one a little up and inside under the letters. Wyatt trying to swing at it, could not get it. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. 6-1 Vancouver over Salem Keizer. The short step back and the windup. The slow windup and the 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Another fastball up and inside. Another fastball under the letters. And another fastball at 93 miles an hour. And Quinones in 3 2/3 innings of relief now has 8 strikeouts. Now we go to the top of the order, and Alex Canario trying to make some contact here today as he is 0 for 3, striking out 3 times, 2 against Nick Fraze and 1 against Quinones back in the 5th inning. Wind up in the first pitch by Quinones. That is a swing and a miss and a slider outside for strike 1. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Volcanoes 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. Vancouver 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The count at 0-1, Quinones, the windup and the pitch. That is a swing and a miss and a strike 2. Quinones showing off that early fastball, the early 90s fastball, especially in the past couple of innings. But he has been showing it throughout that entire outing, striking out 8 batters, looking for number 9. The step back and the slow windup and the 0-2 pitch is a ball 1 on a fastball above the strike zone. Got a little too fast there at the ball 1, 1-2. Quinones still looking for strikeout number 9 on the night, or on the day. And the 1-2 by Quinones, swing and a miss and a slider outside. Wasn't showing the fastball there, he was showing the slider. And he now has 9 strikeouts. Quinones, for the second time today, has struck out the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The score staying at 6-1 Vancouver over the Salem Keizer Volcanoes, going into the bottom of the 7th inning. I'll take a quick break here. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
If you're thinking about a Best of the West affordable spring or summer vacation, we invite you to be making plans now. Hello, I'm Mark Hemstreet, owner of Shiloh Inns. Be careful, because many of the big hotel chains have hidden extra fees for things like parking, internet, so-called resort fees, and lots more. But at Shiloh Inns, there are no hidden fees. Shiloh amenities are all free, like Shiloh's spacious pools, spas, steam and sauna rooms, and the fully equipped fitness centers. Even the kids stay free. And don't forget the Shiloh Inn's free continental breakfast or full hot delicious breakfast at most Shiloh Inns. Now that's Shiloh's affordable excellence. For reservations, call 800-222-2244 or visit our website at shilohinns.com. Smoke-free and dog-friendly. Shiloh Inns, American family-owned and proud of it.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Vancouver Canadians still lead by 5 by a score of 6-1. Cooper Cassad is back on the mound, and he'll be pitching against the middle of the order for the Canadians. Jesus Lopez, who is 1 for 3. Will Robertson, who is 1 for 3. And Ryan Sloniger, who is 0 for 3. First pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike one and a slider. At 0-1 from Cooper Cassad, who was looking to throw his second full inning of relief. He has thrown 1 1/3 so far. And the 0-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a well-placed slider. That one under the letters, outside of the zone a little bit, and the count at 0-2. Lopez with a single in the 4th inning that started that 6-run 4th. The 0-2 pitch that is outside, and a slider in the dirt, 1-2. It'll be Jesus Lopez, Will Robertson, and Ryan Sloniger. The 1-2 pitch is a ball 2 inside on a fastball, a little at the knees, a little above the knees. And the 2-2 pitch is a shot that will go in the center field. Canario running for it and will make the catch. A running play in left center field for out number 1. As we now go to the number 5 hitter in Will Robertson, 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th inning. And scored on that 2-run double by Luis De Los Santos. Lineup in the first pitch by Cassad is a ball 1 out inside. So apart from all the achievements that the Canadians have, there was one moment that I found fairly interesting. It was back in 2011. And the 0-1 pitch, or a 1-0 pitch, that's a slider outside 2-0. It wasn't any particular achievement that the Canadians have, but an occurrence that happened at Nat Bailey Stadium. There is a video about it on YouTube right now. It has about 20,000 views. The 2-0 pitch is a strike 1 looking at a fastball inside. It was a game between the Canadians and the Everett Aqua Sox. It was shot by someone who was behind the Canadians' dugout on the third base side. And this guy was filming a bunch of people looking at what might be a flying object in the air past the trees. A 2-1 pitch and a fly ball to left field. Tyler Flores making the catch for out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up the catcher Ryan Sloniger, who struck out swinging against Connor Nurse and was the final out against him. Sloniger flew out twice, struck out swinging in the 5th. There is a short, I believe it was a 30-second video, maybe more, of a bunch of people who are sitting behind the Vancouver Canadians dugout. This is an actual thing. And they were all pointing at this object that's going up from the trees in left field. And it looked like this object with a bunch of lights on it. And the first pitch from Cassad to Sloniger is a ground ball straight to the shortstop, Jeff Hope, who throws it the first and will get him in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning to end the 7th inning. The score is 6-1 Vancouver over the Volcanoes going into the top of the 8th. I do believe that Vancouver will be bringing in a new pitcher, as Luis Quinones will be done for the day, as he'll face off against Flores, Aldretti, and Smith, whoever the new pitcher may be. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
If you're looking for carpets, vinyl, hardwood, or laminates, do not go to the big box store. Valley Flooring Center has been serving Salem and the Willamette Valley for 30 years. Buy local and enjoy the professional advice. Jason and his knowledgeable staff would be more than happy to provide you with a free estimate for your flooring project. Stop by and check out the showroom at Valley Flooring Center, located in Keizer, or visit them online at valleyflooringcenter.com. Flooring for all walks of life.
Do you want to buy your first home? You've probably heard you need to save a large down payment to even make an offer on a house. But how much? $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? So you start thinking, I'll never have enough saved to buy my first home. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales and Landmark Professional Mortgage, and we have good news for hopeful home buyers. You do not need to save a fortune to buy your first home. That's right, you can get into a home with a low down payment or even no down payment at all. Recently, we helped a young family buy their first home just outside of Salem with no down payment. Now, they are in a home that they love and are earning equity equity instead of throwing money away on rent. To see if you qualify to buy a home with a low down payment or no down payment, apply to get pre-approved at bestloanprogram.com. The form takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and you'll know if you're approved in less than 24 hours. Again, apply at bestloanprogram.com. Go to bestloanprogram.com now so you can stop renting and start owning. Or you can call me at 503-385-4040.
License number ML 5038, NMLS COID 399162, NMLS ID 270783, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 8th inning. The Vancouver Canadians lead the Volcanoes by a score of 6-1. They're also taking the time to bring in a new pitcher. He is making his second appearance against the Volcanoes this year. It is the 25-year-old from Coronado, California, Luke Gillingham. He was drafted in the 37th round of the 2016 draft out of the United States Naval Academy. He is making his second appearance against the Volcanoes this year. He pitched against Salem Keizer on July 5th, where the Volcanoes blew out Vancouver. He threw an inning, allowing 3 hits, a run, walking no one, and striking out 2 this year, making his 22nd appearance. He is 2-1 with an ERA of 2.57 and has 3 saves on the season. In 28 innings, he's allowed 16 hits, 8 earned runs. He has walked 11 and has struck out 38, just like Quinones. Also has a very solid opposing batting average, as he enters today with an opposing batting average of 165. And a whip of 0.96. Gillingham will start off against the left fielder Tyler Flores. 1 for 3 with a single in the first inning, struck out in his last time up. It'll be Tyler Flores, Carter Aldretti, and Armani Smith. Flores, one of 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup for the Volcanoes, face off against the left-handed pitcher Gillingham. First pitch is a shot going to right field. Robertson is under it and will make the catch for the first out. And we now go already to the second baseman, Carter Aldretti, who is looking for his first hit of the day. He struck out once, flew out to center field and left field a couple of times. Quinones finishes off his outing, 4 innings, 3 hits, walking 1, allowing 1 earned run, and struck out 9. He is online for his second win of the season. Aldretti, the second baseman, up at the plate. The Volcanoes trailing by 5. First pitch is a ball 1 on a changeup inside at 1-0. So the video that is out on YouTube, if you search up Nat Bailey Stadium, it's actually one of the top search results of a video of a supposed UFO sighting here at Nat Bailey Stadium a while ago. 1-0 pitch, a curveball going outside, 2-0. And it raises a lot of questions. Step back in the windup, the 2-0 pitch. That is a foul ball. A foul tip into the glove of the catcher Ryan Sloniger on a fastball, 2 balls, 1 strike to Aldretti. It brings up a lot of questions. Are aliens real? We don't know that for sure. There's a speculation of what that actually might be. The 2-1 pitch is a fly ball that is hooking into the line in left field. That's going to fall into the warning track in left field. Aldretti running towards second. It's going to be a close play, and Aldretti will get there safely on a 1-out double. Carter Aldretti getting his first hit of the day. And an extra base hit brought to you by Chevron Extra Mile. The Volcanoes with their first extra base hit of the day here in the top of the 8th inning. Hopefully we'll try to start something here. Armani Smith, the designated hitter, 1 for 3 with a single and a run in the 4th. He scored the only run for the Volcanoes back in the 4th inning. Gillingham in the stretch. Wind up, and the first pitch is a pop fly. This one going into left center field, short left center field. Contreras and Abadessa are both under it. Abadessa will make the catch. And on the first pitch, the second out is made here in the top of the 8th. And we now go to the catcher, Brandon Martirano. He had a single into the hole in center field in the 6th. As Gillingham will look to throw a scoreless 8th inning. That's the 7th hit for Salem Keizer. Gillingham getting the sign from the catcher, Ryan Sloniger, here in the top of the 8th. Gillingham, the windup and the first pitch is inside, and a fastball for ball 1. So the video could mean basically anything. It could either be A, proof that aliens are real. I mean, you had a bunch of people in the video who are pointing at the same thing. Or B, someone is really, really good with technology around this area and just wants to mess around with people. The 1-0 pitch is a curveball, swing and a miss, and a strike one. But if you ask me, it kind of looks pretty authentic. Again, if you want to find the video for yourself, go on YouTube, search up Nat Bailey Stadium. It's that easy, and you'll find out for yourself. It was posted back in 2011. The 1-1 pitch is a ball two, a curveball that goes inside 71 miles an hour. Gillingham mainly showing the fastball and curveball. Carter Aldretti at second base got the first extra base hit for the Volcanoes today. Got his 4th double of the season. Gillingham getting the sign from Sloniger, and the 2-1 pitch is a fastball upstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike. Martirano 1 for 2 with a single in the 6th inning, struck out twice in the 2nd inning and in the 4th inning. Here in the 3rd game of this 4-game road series against the Vancouver Canadians. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gillingham, the windup in the pitch. That is a strike 2 looking on a fastball inside above the knees. Full count 3-2. 2 outs here in the 8th. Count is full. 2nd full count for Martirano. He struck out swinging in the 4th. In the other full count. Gillingham in the stretch. Left-handed pitcher. Lined up and the payoff pitch. That is a foul ball. Martirano getting a piece of a curveball from Gillingham. The starting pitchers for both teams tomorrow will be Alec Manoah, who is looking for his first win, I believe, with the Canadians, against Kervin Castro, who is looking to get his 2nd win against Vancouver overall. And the payoff pitch is a swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 3, and Martirano swings and misses on a full count again, and the Volcanoes once again leave a runner on second base. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning as the Volcanoes may be bringing in a new pitcher, possibly bringing in Cooper Cassad back on the mound. We'll find out after this break. Whoever it is will face off against the bottom 3 hitters in the lineup. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income, so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm. ReedLawFirm.com, REED lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
Stop in now for summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor in Keizer. Save with our tail-wagging deals on 44 and 30-pound bags of Canaday dog food. Shop our hunting preseason sale and save on 511 tactical clothing. And save $25 on a Camp Chef 2-burner stove. Plus, Miss Me jeans are $20 off. Save now with summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cooper Cassad will go back onto the mound for his 3rd full inning of relief. He has thrown 2 1/3 innings so far today. He'll face off against the bottom 3 hitters in the lineup: McGregory Contreras, Luis de los Santos, and Dominic Abadesa. The Volcanoes leaving a runner on second base. In the top of the 8th inning, and Carter Aldretti, who got the first and so far only extra base hit for the Volcanoes. First pitch is a ground ball past the third base line. Count starts off at 0-1. Contreras 2 for 2. Luis de los Santos 2 for 3. And Dominic Abadesa is 0 for 2. Cassad, count starting off at 0-1, wind up and the pitch. That is a fly ball. That one going in the left center field. Canario and Flores are both under it. Canario is the one running towards the ball, is going to make the catch for out number 1 in the 8th inning. And we now go already to the shortstop in Luis de los Santos, who is 2 for 3 with a 2-run double in the 4th. Got a fielder's choice that ended the 5th inning. That got McGregory Contreras out at second base after he got hit square in the back by Connor Nurse. First pitch by Cassad is a strike one, looking on a changeup right down the middle at 0-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Vancouver leading Salem Keizer by a score of 6-1. Cassad, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That is a short chopper. That one's going to be fielded by Cassad. Quick throw, can't throw it. Bobbles the baseball, trying to transition it from his glove to his hand, and it'll be an infield single for Luis de los Santos, who is now 3 for 4. And now here's the center fielder, Dominic Abadessa, who is looking for his first hit of the day. Fielder's choice on the ground out is what he got against Connor Nurse, and he got on base on an error by the first baseman, Baker Mendoza, but then got out in a 3-4 double play. As Abadessa is looking to start something here before the Canadians will be done with the night offensively, done for the day. Cassad, the first pitch is a shot going to the right field. Harrison Freed is under it. Freed, the right fielder, is going to make the catch, and it looks like he won't do much, as Abadessa will finish the day possibly with no hits on the day. We go to the top of the order for the 5th time around. Tanner Morris, who is 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run in the 4th inning. And his last 2 at-bats have been hits. Got a hit in the 4th and a hit in the 6th. But was stranded at first base. As Cassad tries to get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The score, Vancouver 6 and Salem Keizer 1. First pitch is a fastball. That one going down and in, a little bit under the knees, will be called a strike. Volcanoes a run on 7 hits and an error. The Canadians 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Cassad in the stretch. Runner at first base, wind up, and the 0-1 pitch is a slider. That one going outside on a 1-1 count. Morris getting an RBI single, knocking in a run, also scoring on that 2-run home run by the Canadians on deck hitter and Spencer Horwitz. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cassad, the wind up in the pitch, as a fly ball. That one is foul. That one just getting into the seats, going past the roof and going into the unshaded portion of the grandstands past the third base line, and the count is at 1-2. And Cassad ahead of the count. He has no strikeouts. He'll be looking for his first strikeout of the night. The 1-2 pitch is a foul ball. That one hitting the netting. I need to get out of the habit today of saying that it's the first strikeout of the night. It's 3:24 in the afternoon. Gotten past the 2-hour mark, definitely. Already at the 2-hour, 20-minute mark of this game. The 1-2 pitch is outside and a slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The fastest game that the Volcanoes have played, 2 hours and 25 minutes. But that was in the game between Boise and the Volcanoes, and that was called on a rain delay. The 2-2 pitch is a rip shot down the right field line. That is going to fall. Is going to go into the warning track. Riding around the third is De Los Santos, and there is going to be possibly a play at the plate, and there will. And Martirano can't make the play. He bobbles the ball, and De Los Santos will score from first. There will be a play at the plate as the throw from Harrison Freed will get to the plate in time, but Martirano couldn't hold on to the ball. It'll be an RBI double by Tanner Morris, as De Los Santos will score all the way from first, and the score is now Vancouver 7, Salem Keizer 1. We now go to the number 2 hitter in Spencer Horwitz. Cassad just needs 1 more out to finish off the bottom of the 8th inning. as Horowitz hit his first home run with the Vancouver Canadians earlier today on a 2-run shot that just hooks near the left field foul pole for a 2-run shot. And Tanner Morris now has his second RBI of the day. The first pitch is a fastball outside at 1-0. Morris with his 16th double and his 26th RBI. The 1-0 pitch is a shot going to right field. Harrison Freed going back for it. Freed is up at the warning track. He's going to make the catch. And that will be the end of the day offensively for Vancouver. A nice play by Harrison Freed to finish off the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. And Vancouver getting a run on the board. The score now 7-1 Vancouver over Salem Keizer. The Volcanoes 6 runs to tie, 7 to take the lead, as Luke Gillingham will go back onto the mound, face off against Jeff Hopey, Harrison Freed, and Baker Mendoza. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You will be impressed with the new duplex community in South Salem, 50 Oaks. These smartly crafted homes are ready for purchase in the quiet, secluded neighborhood, close to schools and shopping, with green space that include oak trees and rain gardens. Premium touches include quartz countertops and luxury vinyl plank flooring. They feature 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths, a garage, and washer-dryer hookups. It makes this a complete package to move in today. Call 503-551-5788, 503-551-5788.
Hi, I'm Jaden. My husband Chris and I own Synergize Auto here in Dallas, Oregon. We always have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and power sports, and you'll be working directly with us always. We are a non-pressuring, easy to work with, and family-owned company. We offer financing options, take trade-ins, and do consignments. See our inventory at synergizeauto.com. That's SYNERGIZE auto.com. Find us on Google to see what customers are saying. We're all about service and being a dealership you can trust.
Hey, KYKN fans, are you listening? Tom Marks, your residential real estate specialist from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? If you'd like to give me a call at 503-881-9230, I'll meet with you and listen to your real estate goals. We'll call it a job interview. If you like me and what I offer, we can do business together. There's no hard sell, just casual conversation. Tom Marks, 503-881-9230.
Your home of the Salem Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again. Exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the 9th inning. The Vancouver Canadians have increased their lead now to 7-1 after an RBI double by Tanner Morris. Luke Gillingham back on the mound as he will face off against the shortstop Jeff Hopey, who is 0 for 2, a pair of flyouts to left and a walk. First pitch is a strike one, looking on a slider by Gillingham as the ball will get out of the glove of the catcher Sloniger. It'll be Hopey, Harrison Freed, and Baker Mendoza. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Gillingham, the count at 0-1. The windup and the 0-1 pitch is a ball one, a curveball. Another pitch that also gets out of the glove of Sloniger. And the count will go at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gillingham, the 1-1 pitch, that is upstairs, and a curveball for ball 2. Jeff Hopey, 0 for 2 after a couple of fly balls to the left fielder Contreras. And a walk on 4 pitches. 2 balls and 1 strike. Harrison Freed 1 for 3, and Baker Mendoza is 2 for 3. And knocked in the only run of the game for the Volcanoes. Gillingham in the stretch. He stepped back in the windup. 2 balls, 1 strike. That is a ball 3 on a changeup that just gets outside of the zone. The count is now 3-1. The Volcanoes, they need 6 runs to tie and 7 to take the lead as they trail 7-1. The 3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss and a strike 2 on a fastball from Gillingham. And the count is full for the first time against Jeff Hopey. The windup and the payoff pitch, that is a foul ball. Oh, and a blooper hitting the other side of the press box and going back onto the field of play. Count is full at 3-2. Vancouver possibly finishing off their night offensively with 7 runs on 12 hits. They have left 6 runners on base throughout the course of their 8 innings, while for Salem Keizer at this moment, 1 run on 7 hits. They committed 1 error. And they currently have 7 runners on base for the first 8 innings. But they are looking to change that. They are trailing 7-1. The payoff pitch, that is a fly ball. That's another foul. The starting pitchers for both teams tomorrow will be Kervin Castro for Salem Keizer, who got a win against the Canadians on July 4th. And Alec Manoah, who's looking for his first win. The payoff pitch is a rip shot going to right field. Will Robertson is under. It's going to make a catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Here is the right fielder, Harrison Freed, 1 for 3 with a single in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 4th and flew out to the center fielder, Dominic Abadessa, in the 6th. Still a very beautiful day here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Throughout the course of this game, no clouds have showed up. Temperature staying 20 degrees Celsius over here, 68 degrees. Feels even hotter. Gillingham, the first pitch to Freed is a check swing inside on a fastball, 1-0. Harrison Freed, 1 for 3 with a single in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 4th, flew out to the center fielder Abadessa in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a foul ball on a fastball that hits the netting on a 1-1 count. Luke Gillingham making his 22nd appearance with the Canadians this season. And this is a shot that gets past the glove of the shortstop, De Los Santos, into the hole in left center field. And Harrison Freed, with his 2nd consecutive multi-hit game, he is now 2 for 4 as a 1-out single to start off the base running for Salem Keizer. As now we go to Baker Mendoza, 2 for 3 with an RBI. He knocked in the only run. Armani Smith getting the only run of the game for Salem Keizer up until this point, as that was Smith's 3rd run. Gillingham, the windup in the first pitch to Mendoza, is a swing and a miss and a strike 1. Mendoza, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a pair of singles. Struck out looking back in the 7th. And the Volcanoes once again have a runner on first base. They are trailing by 6. They're going to have to do a lot to keep this game alive, and the 0-1 pitch is a foul ball on a fastball at 0-2. Tyler Wyatt on deck, looking for his first hit of the night. And Gillingham, the 0-2 pitch. That's a shot that goes on the right field. Robertson is looking for it. Robinson, he's still running for it. Looking up at the wall. It gets off of the wall. Rolls away from him in right field. And rounding around the 3rd will be Harrison Freed. It'll roll away from Robertson as the Volcanoes will have runners on 2nd and 3rd. That is a double by Baker Mendoza on an 0-2 count. The ball rolling away from the right fielder, Will Robertson, going into right field away from the warning track. And with 1 out here in the top of the 9th, the Volcanoes will have runners on 2nd and 3rd. The 2nd extra base hit for the Volcanoes. The double brought to you by Chevron Extra Mile. Baker Mendoza getting his 7th double of the year. Harrison Freed going to 3rd, and now we have Tyler Wyatt up at the plate. First pitch is a curveball a little outside in the dirt for a ball 1. Still 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. The Volcanoes have runners on 2nd and 3rd. First time since the 4th inning that they've had multiple runners on base. Gillingham 1-0. Wind up in the pitch to Wyatt is a well-hit ball going to center field. Dominic Abadessa is under it. Harrison Freed ready to go. He won't tag from 3rd. And I'll get him for out number 2. Here's Alex Canario, the starting center fielder, who is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts on the day. And he'll be looking to get his first hit and maybe get a couple of RBIs out of it as well. The Canadians 1 out away from getting their first win of the series, as Luke Gillingham looks to close this one out. Canario struck out swing in his last 3 times up, struck out looking to start off the game in the top of the first. First pitch is a strike one, looking on a fastball inside. Runners on second and third for Salem Keizer. Harrison Freed is at third base. Baker Mendoza at second. The count at 0-1. Gillingham, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That is a foul ball. It gets off the leg of Canario, but it looks like he's fine. That on a curveball from Gillingham, and the count is at 0-2. The first two times he struck out were on a 2-2 count. The last two times he has struck out has been on a 1-2 count. Now, no balls and 2 strikes. Canario with a chance to knock in a couple of runners. The 0-2 pitch by Gillingham, foul ball. Canario staying alive. You have about half of the fans here at Nat Bailey Stadium cheering, thinking that was a strike 3. But Canario sticking with an 0-2 count. Second time that he's gotten a foul ball. Canario with a chance to get a couple of runners in. And Gillingham with a chance to close this one out. The 0-2 pitch, that is outside on a curveball, ball 1, under the knees in the dirt to where Sloniger had to field it in the dirt. The Volcanoes with runners on second and third base. They trail by a score of 7-1 to Vancouver. A ball and 2 strikes. Gillingham. The 1-2 pitch, that is a swing and a foul going towards the Canadiens dugout. As there's also some fans here at Nat Bailey Stadium cheering on the Canadiens. Bat Boy making a nice play on a one-hopper from Canario. Alex still fighting, trying to get his first hit of the night, trying to make contact, trying to get a ball that's in playable territory. After he struck out 4 times, the 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it looks like he won't get that here today. Alex Canario striking out for the 5th time today, and the game is now over. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. The Vancouver Canadiens getting their first game in this series. Luke Gillingham finishing off the 9th. And we're going to take a break here from Nat Bailey Stadium. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Pelvic floor physical therapists are trained to evaluate and treat many kinds of pelvic dysfunctions in men, women, and children. Treating the pelvic floor muscles may help you regain control over acute or chronic symptoms such as pelvic pain or incontinence. Our pelvic therapy services are offered at our West Salem, South Salem, and Pediatrics and Adolescents clinic locations. Learn more from PT Northwest today at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Stayton, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem.
Baseball is one of the greatest American summertime activities ever, and Les Schwab is proud to be a part of it as a sponsor of the Salem Keizer Volcanoes. Your Volcanoes lineup is all about teamwork, and so is the team at your local Les Schwab. As you plan your next Volcanoes or vacation road trip, stop by your local Les Schwab first. They'll perform a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts to keep you and your family safe on the road. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Here's a curious question. Is it possible for an entire state to smile a statewide smile? Absolutely, but only if that state is Oregon. And only when the Oregon State Fair is up and running, which it is, soon, if not now. And you should go, no question.
Be sure to check out the Ag Stage at the Oregon State Fair, presented by the good people at Tractor Supply, a longtime sponsor and proud supporter of the Oregon State Fair, August 23rd through Labor Day.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes dropped the 3rd game of this 4-game road series to the Vancouver Canadiens by a final score of 7-1. The final stats here, Salem Keizer 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error, and 9 runners left on. While for Vancouver, they scored 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They had 6 runners left on. Luis Quinones getting his 2nd win of the season at 2-1, while the Volcanoes starting pitcher Connor Nurse gets his 4th loss at 1-4 in a game that, for the 3rd consecutive game, has had a sellout of 6,413 people and has an attendance of 2 hours, or had a time of 2 hours and 33 minutes. A fairly quick game. The Volcanoes dropped down to 42 wins and 27 losses with a second half record of 16-15, while Vancouver now has an overall record of 28 wins and 41 losses, a second half record of 13 and 18. One step closer to staying alive in the second half Northwest League North playoff race alongside Everett Aquasox and the Tri-City Dust Devils. We're going to take one more break here before we start off Volcanoes postgame. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Are you thinking of adding a deck or fence to your home or office? Put John on your team. He's the owner and manager of John's Decks and Fences and will personally oversee your new deck or fence. He will provide you with different options of design, materials, and colors. He can also show you examples of the projects he's completed locally for happy customers. John's Decks and Fences is a family-owned business with low overhead, so that means big savings for you on the deck or fence that you desire. Call John at 855-946-5393, CCB number 219310.
If you or someone you know is a veteran or currently serving in the military, then listen up. The Mid-Willamette Veteran Stand-Down is happening Tuesday, September 3rd at Chemeketa Community College from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a great opportunity for veterans and those currently serving to learn more about their VA benefits and other programs serving our heroes in the Mid-Willamette Valley. There will be medical and dental services, a resume workshop with job fair, on-site legal support, classes to help you balance your budget, as well as listening session hosted by the VA Portland Healthcare System on the new VA Mission Act program. You don't want to miss this year's Veteran Stand-Down. For more information about the stand-down, or if you want to volunteer, call the Salem Vet Center at 503-362-9911 and ask for Rosie. That's 503-362-9911.
The game may be over, but we're not done yet. It's the post-game wrap-up, presented by Chevron Extra Mile. Now, here's Payne Patchett on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes have dropped the third game of this four-game road series here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, as the Volcanoes would lose today by a final score of 7-1. As usual with the first couple of games of this series, the game was pretty close. No score for the first three innings of this game, as it looked like a pitcher's duel early on between Salem Keizer's Connor Nurse and Vancouver's Nick Fraze, but because Fraze was drafted in the 2019 draft, he didn't pitch that much. But when he was replaced by Luis Quinones, that was when the game got interesting. First, Salem Keizer getting their first run of the game on the board on an RBI single by Baker Mendoza, which would score Armani Smith. Made the score 1-0, but Vancouver would respond by scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. First on an RBI single by McGregory Contreras, then a 2-run double by Luis de los Santos, a RBI single by Tanner Morris, and then a 2-run home run by Spencer Horwitz. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, the final inning of offense for the Canadians, they would get another run on the board on another RBI by Tanner Morris. This one a double down the right field line, which would score Luis de los Santos all the way from first and made the final score Vancouver 7, the Salem Keizer Volcanoes 1. And the final main stat line, the Volcanoes 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error. They left 9 runners on, while for the Vancouver Canadians, 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on. Luis Quinones throwing 4 innings of relief, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 9. He gets his second win, while Connor Nurse gets his 4th loss. He is at 1-4 after allowing 6 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, walking 1, striking out 1. Cooper Cassad allowing an earned run through 3 1/3 innings at 3 hits, walking 1, striking out no one. In a game that lasted 2 hours and 33 minutes and had a sellout crowd of 6,413 people, because that is the max crowd that the Canadians could have. That's the maximum amount of people that the stadium could hold for a Canadians game. 6,413 people in a game that was very, very sunny. 68 degrees, 28 degrees Celsius at first pitch, as the sun was still showing up throughout the course of this game. Not a single cloud in the sky above. It's still just utterly beautiful. The view of downtown Vancouver behind the stadium, just breathtaking. But the Volcanoes will get their 27th loss here today, 42-27. They have a second half record now of 16-15, now back to a game above 500. The Vancouver Canadians now with an overall record of 28-41 with a second half record of 13-18. They now have a interleague record. Volcanoes have an interleague record of 16-11. Vancouver with an interleague record of 10-17. On the road, the Volcanoes are now 16-17, back to within a losing record. While the Canadians now have a home record of 16-18 at home. The Volcanoes, the second half record of 16-15. The Vancouver Canadians with a second half record now of 13-18. That's really the majority that I can say regarding today's game, because this is the only game that is going on around this time around the Northwest League, as every other game hasn't even started yet, as the game between Everett and Eugene is going to start at 4:05, so in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The Hillsborough-Spokane game is going to start at around 6:10, and the Boise Tri-City game is going to start at around 7:15. So it's going to be a while before we'll get any updates from the other three games, because, frankly, those three games are not going to start yet until this postgame is probably going to be over. But the standings right now, Vancouver, they are not that close. I mean, they're pretty close to getting eliminated from playoff contention, but with the win today, they're one step closer to staving off elimination. Tri-City playing against Boise. Everett will play against Eugene. They'll have to wait to see the results of those games to see how close they are to getting that second half playoff spot. Vancouver, they are last place, but they are 4 games back of Tri-City, so they're pretty close, especially around this point in the game. Well, for the Salem Keizer Volcanoes, they have a record of 16-15. They're going to have to check to see if Eugene can beat Everett, to which, if they do, they'll be tied for second place. If Everett beats Eugene, the Volcanoes still have second place. Also, if Hillsborough is going to get their 20th second half win of the season, they're going to play against Spokane, as both teams are deadlocked 1 game apiece, as they're going to play game 3 of that 4-game series. The 4th and final game of the series we played here at Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium in Vancouver. The Volcanoes starting Kervin Castro against Vancouver's Alec Manoa. Then in the final game of the 4-game, and then the final game will be tomorrow. They'll play another 4-game road series against Eugene as part of a 6-game quote-unquote home-and-home series, where they'll play 2 games at home afterwards on September 1st and 2nd at Volcano Stadium against the Emeralds. On September 1st, it is a 5:05 start time, while on September 2nd, it is a 4:05 start time. It'll be for the final 2 regular season games. They'll take a day off on September 3rd, play a road game on September 4th, and then on September 5th, we'll play the first playoff home game at Volcano Stadium since they got back to the playoffs back in 2015. We're going to take a break here from Vancouver. Final score here, the Canadians 7, the Volcanoes 1. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower can maneuver any landscape and cut a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a cut that's adjustable right from the seat, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable, all while delivering professional-grade results. Find yours at your local dealer. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
You need to change your oil, so don't put it off. Go to First Lube Plus and get their $34.99 oil change for only $24.99. Mention the Volcanoes and you save $10. You'll get a smile from your tech and excellent service. There's no hassle or pushy sales guy to deal with. They just want to change your oil and keep your vehicle running great. The Volcanoes $24.99 special just makes your experience even better. First Lube Plus is downtown at 615 Liberty. They're also an authorized U-Haul rental outlet. It's First Lube Plus in downtown Salem.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income, so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm, reedlawfirm.com, REED lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
We're America's floor store.
Save big now on waterproof floors during Color Tile's Celebrate America sale. Moisture? No problem. Waterproof floors that resist scratches and dents are pet and kid friendly and perfect for bathrooms and basements. Plus, we're offering 12 months, no interest. So hurry in for the best savings on waterproof floors at Color Tile of Salem.
Carpets Plus, Color Tile, America's floor store.
$2 Tuesday is the perfect time to visit North Block Coffee at 640 Commercial Northeast. All 12-ounce drinks are just $2 all day long on Tuesday. Cappuccinos, lattes, mochas, blended coffees, cold brews, Italian sodas, hot chocolate smoothies, and all kinds of iced teas are just $2 on $2 Tuesdays at North Block Coffee on Commercial Northeast. When you pull in, you'll get a smile and have your drink made perfect. See North Block Coffee on Facebook and Instagram.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Vancouver Canadians have beaten the Salem Keizer Volcanoes by a score of 7-1. They have dropped their first game in this three-game series after winning the first two. The winning pitcher here is Luis Quinones getting a second win. The losing pitcher is Connor Nurse getting his fourth loss of the season. Now, normally in this segment, I would talk about what happened around the Northwest League, as all the other games will be going on around this time, but there is a problem. None of the other games have started yet. So I have to go to plan B, which is to take a look at the other scores from around the San Francisco Giants organization. Benoit's have done that. First, there was a game that was going on today that also finished as well, which is the Richmond Flying Squirrels playing against the Akron Rubber Ducks. This was a very close game. Just kidding, it wasn't. First four innings had all of the runs scored. Akron scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first. In the top of the second, Richmond would cut that lead in half to 2-1. An RBI double by Zach Hochins makes it 2-1. In the bottom of the third, Ernie Clement for Akron with a RBI double makes it 3-1. Akron would score 2 more runs in the bottom of the fourth, and that would be it. The final score, Akron 5, Richmond 1. Richmond 48 wins, 83 losses on the year. Akron 60 wins, 72 losses. Richmond 1 run, 8 hits, and 1 error. Akron 5 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error as well. Now let's take a look at the games that started yesterday with the Richmond Flying Squirrels game against the Akron Rubber Ducks. They both played yesterday with Akron shutting out Richmond by a final score of 2-0. Akron 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Richmond no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Pretty quick game over there. Let's take a look at what happened over between the Lexington Legends and the Augusta Green Jackets. That game was pretty exciting. Started off in the top of the third inning. Lexington scoring 3 runs on a 3-run home run by Eric Cole. But in the bottom of the third inning, the Green Jackets would get some runs on the board starting in the bottom of the third inning. Jacob Gonzalez with a solo home run, and Franklin Labor with a 2-run single that scored Tyler Fitzgerald made the score Lexington 3, Augusta 2. In the top of the fourth, Lexington would increase their lead to 4-2 on a bases-loaded walk to Jason Guzman. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Sean Roby hitting his first home run with the Augusta Green Jackets to left center field makes it 4-3. In the bottom of the fifth, a game-tying single by Franklin Labor, which would score Tyler Fitzgerald again, ties it up at 4. And in the bottom of the eighth inning, Sean Roby back at it again with his second home run, both as an Augusta Green Jacket and his second home run of the game, as Augusta would win by a final score of 5-4, 5 runs on 13 hits and no errors, while Lexington 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Simon Whiteman going 0 for 4, Tyler Fitzgerald going 3 for 4 with a pair of runs, Franklin Labor going 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs, and Sean Roby going 2 for 4 with a pair of runs and a pair of RBIs. An amazing win and a great job by the former Volcanoes who are playing over with Augusta. And finally, the Sacramento River Cats against the El Paso Chihuahuas. These are all the games that are done. El Paso scored 7 runs in the 4th inning and in the 7th inning. They beat the Sacramento River Cats by a score of 18-8. El Paso, 18 runs on 18 hits and no errors. Sacramento, 8 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. And the one game that is still going on at the moment around the Giants organization that I do want to pay attention to is the Lexington Legends Augusta Green Jackets matchup that is going on right now. We start off in the bottom of the first. Logan Wyatt with an RBI ground out that scores. Tyler Fitzgerald makes it 1-0. And then Sean Roby, after hitting 2 home runs yesterday, hits his first triple to right field, which would score Franklin Labor and makes the score 2-0 Augusta. In the bottom of the fourth, Tyler Fitzgerald with an RBI single that makes the score with a 2-run single, my mistake, that makes the score 4-0. And most recently in the bottom of the 6th inning, Andres Angulo with his 3rd home run of the year for Augusta. Right now the score, Augusta 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors, while Lexington, they have no runs on 2 hits and no errors. Again, a great job by those guys playing for the Volcanoes at the start of the year, and is now a member of the Augusta Green Jackets. Again, that game is going on right now. It is in the top of the 7th inning with Lexington at the plate. Adam Aller for Augusta throwing 6 scoreless innings, 78 pitches at this moment, as he is currently facing off with nobody out in the top of the 7th with a runner on first base. Again, the other scores from around the Northwest League that are going to be playing today. It is Hillsborough playing at Spokane, Eugene playing at Everett, and Boise will be playing at Tri-City. Again, those games will be starting later today. We have the Eugene-Everett game just starting up. And from that, we're going to take our final break here from Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
There's nothing better than the crack of a baseball bat and the cheer of the crowd. Les Schwab is proud to sponsor Summertime Baseball and all of the sights and sounds of the Salem Keizer Volcanoes. This team knows how to work together, inning after inning, game after game, just like the team at your local Les Schwab. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, Les Schwab is ready for you. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo! Woo! It's an alien invasion. Pew pew. I guess I'll just eat this egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one? Or...
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
Hi, I'm Danny Moore, General Manager here at Creekside Golf Club located in South Salem. Summer is in the air, and everybody's thinking about golf. Whether you play a little bit of golf or golf every day, we have a membership level for everybody. And with golf membership, the whole family gets to use all of our amenities, which are several. We just opened the swimming pool for summer. We have a state-of-the-art workout facility. We have a great driving range, which offers free range balls for the whole family. We have a performance center for club fitting and club repair. And new, we have 2 pickleball courts, a basketball area, and under construction is a new bocce ball court. So as you can see, we have something for the whole family. Our restaurant, Danny's on the Green, features great food, great service, and views of the golf course. Great for summer and winter dining. Right now, we're offering a special. If you come on out and play golf and pay a greens fee, you receive a free hat. Visit our website at golfcreekside.com or come see me. I'd love to show you around.
Stop in now for summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor in Keizer. Save with our tail-wagging deals on 44 and 30-pound bags of Canada dog food. Shop our hunting preseason sale and save on 511 tactical clothing. And save $25 on a Camp Chef 2-burner stove. Plus, Miss Me jeans are $20 off. Save now with summer savings at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce has fresh products rolling in daily at their store on Highway 22. Fresh peaches are finally here. Fresh blueberries, blackberries, Walla Walla onions, sweet corn, Hermiston cantaloupes, and watermelons are all in stock. You've got to try some of their amazing homemade desserts with ice cream. Enjoy all the great taste of summer at Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce on Highway 22, west of the bridge. See more on Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce Facebook page.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium. The Salem Keizer Volcanoes have dropped the 3rd game of this 4-game road series to the Canadians by a final score of 7-1. As a tradition for this final segment, we take a look at these scores from around the Major League Baseball world, basically, pro baseball. Normally in this situation, most of the games will be over. In this case, there's either games that are still going on or games that haven't even started yet. But it looks like there's about a few games that are still going on. After looking through the scores now, most of the games are over. Because it is on a Sunday, there are games still going on, so it is the same scenario as it was for a normal game at around 10 at night. So let's go through the same way as well as for a normal 7:05 start time game or a normal 6:35 start time game, starting with the games that are still going on, and there are a few of them. Bottom of the 5th inning right now, the St. Louis Cardinals leading the Colorado Rockies by a score of 9-3. The San Francisco Giants in the bottom of the 9th, they lead the Oakland A's by a score of 5-4, a very close game over there. They're just starting the bottom of the 9th inning down there. And the San Diego Padres currently lead the Boston Red Sox by a score of 3-1. The Padres scoring all 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning, including a 2-run shot by Manny Machado. The game just starting up. The only game that hasn't really started yet, the game is just going to be starting up, will be the New York Yankees Los Angeles Dodgers game. Clayton Kershaw going to be the starting pitcher. They'll look to get another win here this season. Both teams, some of the 2 best teams in baseball, a very storied rivalry between the Yankees and the Dodgers. And now we take a look at the final scores from Major League Baseball as of this moment. The Baltimore Orioles beating the Tampa Bay Rays by a final score of 8-3. Starting to get a little bit of a winning streak going on. They got their 43rd win of the year. The final score in 10 innings. The Kansas City Royals beating the Cleveland Indians by a final score of 9-8. Ryan O'Hearn getting his 2nd home run of the game, his 9th home run of the year in the top of the 10th. His 9th hit for the Royals. Indians 8 runs on 8 hits. Our next one, the Atlanta Braves beating the New York Mets by a score of 2-1. Josh Donaldson hitting 2 home runs. His 31st and 32nd home run of the season beats the Mets by a score of 2-1. The Miami Marlins beating the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 3-2, with the Phillies scoring 2 runs on a home run by Rhys Hoskins, but the Marlins scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take the edge over the Phillies and win by 1 run. Speaking of winning by 1 run, the Pittsburgh Pirates did exactly that against the Cincinnati Reds but a very high-scoring game of 9-8. They scored a run in the bottom of the 8th inning to make it 9-7. The Reds tried to make it interesting by scoring a run in the top of the 9th, but it would not be enough. The Reds, they got 3 home runs, but not enough to get the win. They lose to the Pirates 9-8. The Houston Astros once again destroying their opponents. This time it's the Los Angeles Angels. They beat the Angels by a score of 11-2, and they do it by scoring 7 runs in the 8th inning, basically running away from the Angels at this point. And even though they scored 1 run in the top of the 9th, that was just not enough. The Astros getting their 85th win, and they win by a score of 11-2. The Minnesota Twins beating the Detroit Tigers by a final score of 7-4. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 6th, but they also got a 3-run home run by C.J. Cron in the bottom of the 4th. That'll help the Twins win by 3 over the Detroit Tigers. The Chicago White Sox shutting out the Texas Rangers by a final score of 2-0. The Rangers only had 1 hit throughout the course of the game. The White Sox in their 60th win of the season. The Arizona Diamondbacks beating the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 5-2. But the Diamondbacks getting closer in that National League wildcard race. Speaking of the National League wildcard race, the Washington Nationals also played an extra innings, and they beat the Chicago Cubs by a final score of 7-5, scoring 2 runs in the top of the 11th. After the Cubs scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning on a game-tying home run by Kyle Schwarber. Also, over at T-Mobile Park, I almost had Safeco Field there for a split second. The Seattle Mariners beat the Toronto Blue Jays by a final score of 3-1. Marco Gonzalez getting his 14th win of the season. Dylan Moore getting his 6th home run. And the Mariners beating the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. This is also another day in which Major League Baseball is celebrating Players Weekend. While I am very happy that they are bringing the customized, the custom nicknames on the back. The fact that the jerseys look like the jerseys that you would start with, the custom jerseys that you would start with making a team on MLB The Show, is not sitting very well with me. The standings now around Major League Baseball, give or take, these are the standings right now. Some may change. Some may change for the better, some for the worse. Some games still going on. The New York Yankees leading 8.5 over Tampa Bay. That may change soon enough as the Dodgers will play the Yankees. The Minnesota Twins 3.5 games over the Cleveland Indians. The Houston Astros, 9 games over the Oakland Athletics, as in for the National League. The Braves are 6 games ahead over the Nationals. The St. Louis Cardinals leading 2 games ahead over the Chicago Cubs. And the Dodgers currently 21 games ahead of both the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants, as the Giants have yet to finish up their game. The Diamondbacks have, so that's why both teams are at 21 games back. In the American League, currently the Indians are a half game ahead of the 2 other teams that have the second wild card spot, the A's and the Rays, as there's a possibility that 2 of those 3 teams are going to get a wild card spot. One of those teams is going to be left out. All 3 teams are having an amazing season, trying to fight for the wild card spot. The Boston Red Sox are the closest team to a wild card spot. They are 5.5 games back. In the National League wild card race, the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs, they both have the 2 wild card spots. The Phillies, a game and a half back. The Brewers and the Mets, both 2 games back. And the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants, both 4.5 games back. Then again, that could change at any moment because there are some games that are either A, just starting up, or B, still going on. Because we are finishing so early in this game, there's early in the day that there's a few games still going on. So we'll really just have to wait until the end of the day when all the games are done to see where everyone is in the standings. Now, one more time back here in Vancouver in short season A ball, the final score: Volcanoes 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error. They left 9 runners on. The Vancouver Canadians 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on. Luis Quinones getting his 2nd win after throwing 4 innings of relief. Connor Nurse getting his 4th loss of the year after throwing 4 2/3 innings, allowing 6 runs as the starting pitcher. He is at 1-4. In a game with an attendance, another sellout crowd of 6,413 people, because that's the max people they can hold. The Volcanoes down to 42 wins and 27 losses with a second half record of 16-15, while the Vancouver Canadians now have an overall record of 28-41 with a second half record of 12-19. The starting pitchers for both teams: for Vancouver, it'll be Alek Manoah looking for his first win, while for the Volcanoes, it'll be Kervin Castro looking for his team-high 6th win and his 2nd win against the Canadians. From Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium, this is Payne Patchett signing off, saying good night, everybody. You've been listening to 2 hours and 33 minutes of Salem Keizer Volcano Baseball on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on